Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in Hold My Nuggets studio for a momentous occasion as A-ARON Rodgers takes on his Green Bay Packers for the first time since leaving the state of Wisconsin 3 years ago. There was a kick in the tail where they told A-ARON, good luck in your future endeavors. He went to the Jets to die. He's been revived in Pittsburgh, and both these teams vying for their 5th victory on the year. Pittsburgh trying to bounce back after an unfortunate loss in Cincinnati. Green Bay riding high off of a comeback last week against the Arizona Cardinals, sitting there 4-1-1, and currently the number 1 seed in the NFC if they take a W here tonight. But who will come out on top? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis, and welcome back to Hold My Nuggets Studios for your 2025 NFL Week 8 Sunday Night Football live game highlight commentary brought to you by Underdog. I should have had the QR code right here. Let me slide that up into the picture. Make sure you guys scan the QR code right here. Download the Underdog app. Use the promo code Adonis. We're going to have ourselves a magnificent evening. We got $900 on the line over on Underdog. One-on-one battle between myself and my opponent, my squad, A-ARON Rodgers, Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, Mac and Cheese, and Calvin Austin. My opponent, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, and Romeo Dobbs. Who's going to come on top? $900 on the line. We shall monitor it throughout the entirety of the stream. Everybody in the building, you already know what time it is. If your team took a W today, I want to see W's and fire emojis in the chat. If your team took an L, I want to see L's or the skull face emoji. If your team happened to take an L here in the chat, Oscar put 2 on and said, yeah, R.I.P. Scatterboo. R.I.P. is kind of crazy, but yeah, unfortunately, the season is done for the Scatman Sargon. 22 months a member. I appreciate you, family. Jermaine put 2 on and said, let's have a moment of silence for Scatman. Yes, it was very, very, very unfortunate, but the Scatman is down with a broken ankle. I'm a Scatman. We shall see you next season, and as always, successful recovery. Let's go down the list and say hello to the people as the Green Bay Packers are making their way onto the field. We them boys. Dark, Justice, Thomas, David, your boy Nick, L, Doug, Malone, Mike Johnson, Sheldon Guy, Petty Crow, Don the King, Marcus, Mr. Chilson, Jameis, Notorious Quan, Willie, Justin in the house, Black Attack, Underrated Players, Net Strike, Mr. Social Outcast, TKG in the building,
for 11 months.
Gun-Ho Daddy in the house, B. Dot, Creative CC, Jeff, Black Freakazoid, The Ghost and Girls, Apo, what's going on? Jeremy, MJ, Rage, Ron, Brandon, Sargon's Ghost, but 20 on said, what's going on? Hopefully we win tonight. Let's go Broncos and let's go Jets. Y'all did y'all thing. Now Steelers got to do their thing. You're the ghost of Sargon because it's Halloween and you died seeing Stephanie Vaquera's post. Oh, Lord. Nonetheless, here we go. Very first play of the game from scrimmage. Josh Jacobs going for 3 yards. They might just mess around and give him 4 from the 20 to the 24-yard line. Kenny Mack in the building. How's it going? Last night had a magnificent time over at the Wine Fest. It was fun. Shout out to Amanda. I had a chance to go and meet her. Her boyfriend was a big time subscriber of mine. In fact, his uncle actually went to school with me. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys immensely. Shout out to Trey was his name, and there was a couple other people who recognized me over there, so I appreciate y'all. A returning Christian Watson, gain of 4 Or I should say 5 to set up a third and short here on third down. Lloyd said SpongeBob is crying. Indeed he is. Stay tuned for the commentary. You put 2 on it. I grabbed myself a couple of beverages, but the one of the choice for here tonight, we got the Twin Stills Moonshine right here. Magnificent, smooth tasting whiskey right here, honey flavored, so you know it goes down relatively smooth, and that is our beverage of the evening. Payne in the building, can I get a year? 7, we got ourselves a beverage here for the evening. So hopefully you guys have yourselves a very good time here in the stream. Here comes Jordan Love over the middle, pass sails, incomplete. Get him off the field. Third down was a failure for the Green Bay Packers, and on 4th and 1 from their own 29-yard line, Matt LaFleur is bringing out the punt unit. Pittsburgh in the old school unis, able to make a stop. The team that is, if I'm not mistaken, Pittsburgh is in the bottom 5 in the league for length of drives. Like they cannot get 3 and outs. It's incredibly difficult to see the Pittsburgh Steelers get 3 and outs. I think they're bottom 5 in the league in 3 and outs and gasher play, like giving up gasher plays. Because I kid you not, the last 10 years, I struggle to think of 5 more teams that's given up more big plays plus 20 yards than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Albeit, I watch more Steeler games than any other games in the NFL, but nonetheless, we've got to do a much better job defensively, being able to get stops and furthermore, getting off the field on third down. Now, we can make some motherfucking splash plays. You'll get some interceptions and taking the football away. I would think Pittsburgh's in the top 5 in takeaways in the last 15, well, maybe last 10 years, but really in the 2020s, they've taken the football a ton. Sacks, they're probably in the top 5, if not at the top, for the most sacks in the last 10 years. Because remember, there was about 4 or 5 years in a row they led the league in sacks. But that's neither here nor there. You got Lombardi trophies, you got rings on your finger, you don't. So as far as I'm concerned, you got to put together a complete product on the field, and we're going to see what things are going to look like. Nonetheless, SGF put 2 on it, said RIP Scatman theme song for the rest of the year. Yeah, I played it one more time inside of the chat, and for him, we're going to take ourselves a drink. Myles Garrett, best defensive end in the league. 5 sacks today. Where's Booker T when you need him? 5 sacks on Drake May. But did that help Cleveland come back and win, though? Absolutely not. A-ARON's going to throw for the first time today. Dumps that football off to a big boy. Big boy. He's going to rumble for about a gain of 5? They threw the football to a fat man. 5 sacks and a loss is crazy. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Derek Thomas have 7 sacks and they lost? Well, Derek Thomas is, was it a 7-sack game? Let me see here. The 7-sack game, they played against the Seahawks, right? I could have swore, did they lose that game? Yep, they lost that game. He had 7 sacks and they lost that. See how I have a good memory? Oh, he's wide open. There it is. Huge first down. The white boy, Scotty Too Hottie Miller, all the way down the field on a spectacular. Oh, pardon me. I thought it was Scotty Too Hottie Miller. It wasn't. It was Roman Wilson. My apologies. The wrong white boy. Roman Wilson down the field with a spectacular catch to march the Pittsburgh Steelers down the field. Roman Wilson able to escape into the deep secondary, beat Nixon, who is apparently, I shouldn't say apparently, he's truly one of the best kick returners in the league right now. But that don't matter because Roman Wilson was able to make a huge play down the field to move the chains, and Pittsburgh's now inside Packer territory. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Here come the, I can't even really say, here comes the Steelers. It looks like they're dressed like the Packers, but that's neither here nor there. Jalen Warren on the carry, gain of about 4 or 5. Here come the Steelers, but yeah, basically, yeah, Roman Empire. We could probably go with that. Yeah, Radler got benched. I'll talk about that in the commentary as well. Yeah, Miles was getting high on the Loompa Loompa weed, indeed. But yeah, Derek Thomas, 7 sacks against the Seahawks in 1990, and they lost that game. and they lost that game. It's crazy how I remember that. Like, that was before my time, but I've told this before. The reason why I know a bit about football is primarily because, well, all I did was fucking study NFL Network when I was in high school because I got cable, so I knew nothing better to do. Like, I kid you not, I got cable going into my freshman year in college. We were going away for football camp is when they were installing it into my parents' house. So once that happened, by the time I made it back, I'm like, yo, I'm going to watch as much cable as I can to make up for the entirety of my life not having it. So I pretty much stayed on NFL Network whenever I had time. Like, when I go home after practice, what am I doing? I'm on NFL Network until the end of the day. It was either NFL Network or the fucking Disney Channel. Fuck Cartoon Network. I didn't even really, it was already somewhat past it by the time it got to there. But whatever the case was, I was primarily on NFL Network. So all I did was watch classic games, NFL Top 10, all that other stuff. So I'm literally watching games from like the 50s, the fucking 60s. Well, maybe not so much the 50s because they had primarily, you know, Raymond Berry and Johnny Unitas, the greatest game ever in 1958 when they played against the New York Giants in the championship game. Watch some games from the 60s, a ton from the 70s, the 80s, 90s, of course. So that's how I was able to get, you know, caught up on a ton of things in football. But that's not what we're here to talk about one way or another. 2nd and 15 right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, they're in field goal range because Boswell can kick it from the parking lot. A-ARON able to dump it off to Jalen Warren. Great sure tackle to take him down there and prevent any additional yardage to set up a 3rd and long. Christian Pateno said, Pittsburgh Steeler Nation, let's get this win. Yes, indeed. Sean B. Miller, per 5 on, says Steelers jerseys and pants are weird. Love the helmets, though. Yeah, it's a real throwback to the Steeler uniforms of yesteryear, to say the least. Ray Shizzle, per 5 on, said, with Drake May getting touchdowns from Diggs and Booty, am I going to use the May I dig in your booty meme? May I dig in your booty meme? I don't even think did you mention that the last time? Because I definitely put the booty butt. Oh, shit, here comes Micah Parsons, and down goes A-ARON. It's Gary who makes his way to the quarterback. I believe that's his 6.5 sack or 7.5 sack on the season. But one way or another, A-ARON goes down and the Pittsburgh drive stalls as they're going to be forced to kick a field goal. What a great rush, bro. Parsons pressured the quarterback immensely there, but then Gary finished it up and cleaned up the old man, taking him to the ground. Hey, somebody better tell Boswell, you got to make this one right here. 56-yard attempt. I'm not concerned. I am slightly worried regarding the damn grass. There's the kick right down the middle. Boswell's got the leg, and it is good. The ice-cold killer boots it through the uprights and good. Here's my thing. I truly am somebody who does not mind field goals. My concern is if the defense can go and get stops. If this was 2008, you kick 3 field goals, you win. Albeit it's not as if the team was giving up 10 points or whatever. That was the 2000 Ravens. But when you get down there, you get points on the board, that's a W. Now for the Steelers, you go down the field, you get a field goal. It's not always a win because you don't know what the defense going to give you. The turf keeps coming up. No, that's grass. That's natural grass right there. But that's a big 3 through the uprights, and it's good. Damn, Brian Kelly got fired already? Shit, well, there it is. I mean, you get absolutely dominated in the second half to A&M. I'm not surprised. But that's an undefeated football team for a reason. Nick, put 1 on it. I appreciate you. Tony put 5 on it, said not an LSU fan, but finally Brian Kelly got fired and is out of here. Chuck Berry's put 10 on it, said it was a bad day for the I-85 teams. Both Carolina and Atlanta lost at home to AFC East teams in bad fashion. Kirko wasn't dripping anything, but possibly sweat. R.I.P. to Nick Mangold. Yes, R.I.P. to Nick Mangold. I saw that this morning. Maybe about an hour? No. I think I saw that he passed minutes before kickoff of the Jets game. Yeah, because they had the segment where Rex Ryan was paying his respects and pretty much crying. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? Nick Mangold passed. Where'd that come from? They're like, bam, Nick Mangold passed away at 41. Ah, shit. I'm like, damn. R.I.P. Nick Mangold, man. R.I.P. Nick Mangold, man. Fucking kidney disease. Classic Man said R.I.P. Carol Davis, wife of Al Davis. Oh, wow. Carol Davis passed away today as well? Shit. Damn. Yeah, the NFL took some losses this past weekend. To the fallen. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Jets did get the dub for them, and that's the very first W that they got for the year, so that's awesome. I'm glad they was able to take care of business, primarily because of the AFC North. I've always said I'm not somebody who cheers on my divisional opponents, whether that be Cincinnati, Baltimore, or Cleveland, to take L's, but if they do lose, I say, hey, that's all right. Baltimore happened to go and get the W because Cleveland, or I should say Chicago, didn't get the job done. Oh, my Lord, he's getting a very good return. Takes it down to the 35-yard line. So they went 1-2. We just got to take care of business here and start to lengthen that gap in the division. No Lamar Jackson today, and some people are feeling as if the Ravens had colluded, or maybe Vegas had called in, and then ultimately, bam, sit Lamar Jackson, because apparently they were talking about he was possibly slotted to play, and then boom, he didn't end up playing. But that's neither here nor there. Suarez put 2 on and said, hey, well, what do I think about the NBA or NBC's return? I am ecstatic. Thus far, the NBA season has had some bangers, couple of overtime games as well, but nonetheless, I'm ecstatic for them. Here we go. Josh Jacobs on the toss. Can he get past? No, he can't. He's able to get taken down for a gain of about 2 or 3 here. Candace in the building. How's it going, sister?
Love you, CA, but I got to cheer on the Pack. Go, Pack, go.
Yes, indeed. My Packers fans who's in the house, Sherrod Petaway, Candace, Vagabond, a few other longtime subscribers, Packer fans in the building. You know, it's a battle of mutual respect here to see who comes out on top. We shall see. We're approaching midway through the first quarter here. 2nd and 7 right now for the Green Bay Packers, still on their side of the field from the 36-yard line. Play action fake for Jordan Love. Got a man wide open. That's going to be caught by Romeo Doubs. He's going to pick up a first down now inside Pittsburgh Steelers territory, down to the 40. Mark Jackson said the Bears lost, Chicago Fire lost, Blackhawks lost. You hate it here? Shit. Oh, Sierra's in the chat. They were asking for you the last stream. Said if adultery wasn't sin, you'd crack. Whoa, ma'am. What, whoa, where did this come? Ma'am. Quell your clitoris. What part of the game is this? Oh, Lord, Josh Jacobs up the gut, gain of about 5 here. Mike Hawk put 2 on it. That just had your 12th kid. Is it time for a vasectomy? Good Lord, you got 12 children. Amen. God bless. I mean, if you can afford to sustain the lives of all of the children, why not have more? But if you feel as if, man, you know, your swimmers continue to get home when you would like them not to, you might as well. Because if you ain't pulling that, or perhaps that method doesn't work in your favor, and somehow your lady continues to end up pregnant, it might be time for that vasectomy.
DC_19 Nation
Pass caught by Romeo Doubs. Yet another first down for the Green Bay Packers as they're marching down the field and now in field goal range. Tribal Chief said, how am I ahead of your TV? Well, I'm watching straight from NBC, so unless if you're on a streaming platform, it could be slightly delayed, but whatever the case may be, I mean, I'm here watching on antenna on NBC. First down right now for the Green Bay Packers. Romeo Doubs, 2 catches, 30 yards already. Jordan Love marching his team down the field. Under 6 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. The pupil watching, or I should say the master, watching his pupil across the field. There's the pass over to Heath. That's going to be a first down. Yet again, back-to-back first downs for the Green Bay Packers. Oh, it's the Patriarchal Seed providing Adonis giving me a call right now. Yeah, hello? Yeah, what's going on? No, it's recorded. It's a Sunday. You know, I'm recording. In fact, I'm live right now. I'll call you. I'll call you. I'll call you after the game. All right. Bye. Patriarchal Seed providing Adonis, giving a call. The old man. Oh, there's a dump off to Tucker Kraft mac and cheese. Breaks a tackle. Is he going to go the distance? Yes, he is. Tucker Kraft mac and cheese to the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. And on the road with the white helmets, take the lead on a 5-play, 67-yard, 3-minute, 36-second drive. The damn Cheeseheads find pay dirt and take the lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Son of a bitch. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's not doing terrible. Pain. The Green Bay Pack is able to make a play. Damn, was that TJ Watt right there? You just missed him. TJ Watt just missed the football, inches away from making a play, just like he's been all season. But guess what? Being an inch away isn't good enough. Extra point through the uprights, and it's good. The Pack lead by 4, and we continue to struggle to tackle. Golly. National Tight Ends Day continues to get celebrated as the 11th touchdown from a tight end today. The 11th touchdown from a tight end today. So far, what do I think about Victor Wembanyama? Better watch out. He gonna take over the league. Better watch out. Better hope there's no injuries whatsoever to that man, because he is absolutely cooking. Oh my. And the Green Bay Packers put points on the board. It's terrible for my Pittsburgh Steelers. It's good for my underdog battle, as I'm going one-on-one for the right to win $900. And currently right now, I now should have taken the lead. I don't know why. Yeah, they did not allocate my points here. I should jump to first place because my opponent has 8 points flat. I should jump to first place because this gives me 15.5. No, this actually give me 16. I have 16.5 points right now. All I know is I'm winning. Because that touchdown from Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese alongside with Jordan Love puts me in first place. They didn't add the points yet, but there is that. 7-3, Packers in front. TJ so close to swatting that down. Yeah, he's been inches away from whether it had been batting ball down, an interception, sack, things of that nature. He's been inches away all season long. But at the end of the day, you got to make plays. Football, 60 minutes. They got to do a better job of being able to get stops. They've given up splash plays, gave up, 3 consecutive first downs. So here we are. Jonathan Taylor is now the front runner for MVP. Fuck Offensive Player of the Year. Might as well have him front runner for both of those awards. He's doing a hell of a job. Vagabond put 50 on it, said, all right, game on, you dirty Yinzer. You haven't forgotten when we beat y'all when y'all beat us a couple of years ago. You love A-ARON, but it's time to bust out that cheese. Go, Pack, go. Yes, we shall see, brother. We shall see in the battle of attrition. I remember that was a game that was sealed on an interception, if I'm not mistaken. So we shall see. All Purple said, should Terrell Austin get fired? 110%. Sargon put 2 on it, said, you guess our defense still suck. Still stuck in last week. Well, we shall see how things mess around and move from here. They got a 3-and-out to start off the game, and then after allowed Green Bay to march down the field. But I will say this much. Green Bay is a capable offense. It all depends on just how things look throughout the entirety of the game.
Chiseled longtime YouTube fan, you know my Steelers gonna depend on God's will. Boswell. Black heart emoji, yellow heart emoji, smiley face emoji.
That's a fact, Black Phoenix, and I appreciate you. Matthew also said, in your opinion, the QB pressures are more valuable than sacks. I think that's ludicrous. Because at the end of the day, you could pressure a QB all day. If you don't get home, guess what? You're not getting paid. You got to be able to get them on the ground. And on top of that, you could pressure a QB if they're still able to get down the field and get completions. It don't matter. A sack actually is a winning play. A pressure can be a winning play, but it's not always a winning play. There's very few situations in which a sack isn't a winning play. I struggle to identify when a sack wouldn't be a winning play. Pressures is it's not an overrated stat, but it's definitely something that folks inflate in the realm of arguments. It's something that folks inflate because you could be somebody who's after the quarterback all day. And that could be something that's huge. But guess what? If you're playing against a Josh Allen, you playing against a Patrick Mahomes, you playing against an Aaron Rodgers, you playing against quarterbacks that are accustomed to being able to be under duress, stand in the pocket, or maybe escape from the pocket and get outside and get winning plays, it really don't matter if you pressure or not. But if you get a sack and you take them down, guess what? That's a lost play for the offense. Vagabond put 2 on, said, by the way, what the hell are the Steelers wearing? Yeah, one of those ugly throwback jerseys and more laundry on the field. The Pittsburgh Steelers are backing up 5 yards because Pat Freiermuth did not line up right. Laundry on the field. Darren put 20 on, said Payne, just Payne, not looking good for Atlanta offensively. Can't move the ball. Defense got exposed. Morris, count your days. It start from leadership, and you don't see it from you. Get it together fast. Yeah, man, Atlanta looked terrible. Terrible. Through 3 quarters, in fact, 3.5 quarters, not 3.5 quarters, 2.5 quarters, y'all didn't even have 100 yards of total offense. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Oh, my Lord. A-ARON nearly intercepted. Cooper came underneath, nearly took that football away. A-ARON did not. See, he must have forgotten that he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, almost threw that football straight to Green Bay. Oh, Lord. That was nearly a pick right there. A-ARON almost got intercepted. 3rd and 13 on National Tight Ends Day. Pittsburgh comes out with a couple tight ends. Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. Are they going to get a first down? No, they're not. And Pittsburgh's going to go 3 and out. I got Dallas said you haven't seen Mr. GH2 in a while. Oh, because he's also streaming in real time as well. Mr. King put 5 on, said a win is a win, but the Bucks might be frauds. Baker MVP my ass. Hopefully they come out to bye healthy. Next games, Patriots, Bills, and Rams. Go Bucks. Yeah, it's after that loss last week, it's definitely took a hit to his stock for the MVP. Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, jumped. Said, oh, it's a muffed punt, but it's going to be recovered by the Green Bay Packers. But a muffed punt there on the catch from Nixon. Could not fully corral it. But luckily, he had a teammate that was Johnny on the spot. That would have been bad for Green Bay because not only did he muff it, he was nowhere near the football to make a play. He fell on the ground. If Pittsburgh had gotten down there, that could have been a takeaway by way of special teams making plays. But now the pressure is on the defense, trailing by 4, having to go and make a play after the offense gave them nothing. The mob must be involved in the NFL because Carson Wentz got beat up out there. Well, and somebody mentioned earlier how Antonio Gates was tied up in the poker scandal. Antonio Gates, is that confirmed? JT has solidified his case for offensive player of the year and MVP. Do we need to continue to see this type of performance from him all year long? 110%, because MVP is a quarterback's award, unfortunately. So you damn near got to do something absolutely outrageous as a running back or a receiver in order to go and pull off, getting maybe not so much a receiver because it's never happened in history. So MVP's only been quarterback, running back, or on 2 different occasions, a defender. But every single time it's been a quarterback or a running back. So given that's the case, Jonathan Taylor would have to continue to have performances like this. And what is this, 4 games this season? 3 touchdowns in 1 game? That's absolutely ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous. So since that's the case, hey, listen, he's having a hell of a season. He's having a hell of a season. Dak, he really hurt his chances. Last 4 games, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Not today. Not today. Threw 2 picks straight to the Denver defense. Oh, the commentary is live right now. It should be live right now, right? Commentary should actually be finishing as we speak. It should be finishing as we speak. Yeah, it's finishing right now. Let me put that live on Facebook and live on TikTok and live on Twitter And we are live everywhere. All right. There we go. Beautiful. I had to make sure I had that posted elsewhere. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I know the commentary is live right now. Steelers unis are the ultimate troll. Yeah. Bizarre looking uniforms, but uniforms nonetheless. Now it's time for the defense to go out there and try to get a stop or make a play as the Green Bay Packers start inside their own 20. Here we go. Oh, it looked like he's going to throw, dump off, positive. Oh, wow, Emmanuel Wilson did fumble, but the ball went out of bounds before anybody can make a play on it. Nick Herbig with the strip, who should be on the field way more frequent. It's outrageous that you see limited snaps here for Nick Herbig because when he's on the field, positive plays happen. All right, yeah, there we go. I'll go to ESPN. I'll leave this one open. Oh, wow, yeah. Kelly told LSU's plan to dismiss him. Oh, well, there it is. Son got kicked the hell out of Louisiana. I wonder if they're going to give him the first down. I don't think they will. James Cook, oh my Lord, went over 200 yards today. He was balling. James Cook was absolutely balling today. Yeah, the Bengals choked it away. And guess what? Steelers defense. The Jets went down the field. They scored the touchdown with a little under 2 minutes left to play. And their defense took care of business and closed the game out. Can't say the same about my Pittsburgh Steelers. Can't say the same about my Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, the resident Hobbit is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The small man known as Marvin Francois is here. 1st and 10, and there's Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese making plays on National Tight Ends Day. A huge catch and run across the 40-yard line. The Pittsburgh Steelers get gashed once again. One quick look at the little Hobbit. Oh, no! There's Marvin Francois running back one more time. Oh, no! They're taking him down. Should Jalen Hurts be in MVP talks? Well, believe it or not, the past couple of games, well, yes, he's worked his way up, but he's not in. He's not had a better season than Baker. He's not had a better season hasn't had a better season than Jonathan Taylor, Baker. You could argue somewhat to a degree Daniel Jones, but he's going to need a little bit more to be able to be on the same level, if you will, as the other individuals. But he is having a very good season. Oh, Drake May as well.
Worst MVP since 2010? I gotta go with Josh Allen last year simply because Lamar Jackson and Burrow had better seasons than him. Another would be 2021 Rodgers. Brady was better than him that season.
All right. Worst MVP since 2010. Let's see. Since 2010, Brady was unanimous in 2010. 11 was Rodgers. Of course, you can't take that away from him. Adrian Peterson in 2012. Manning in 2013 was ridiculous. That dude was playing out of his fucking mind. 2014.
14 grams of crack. Then you sell it.
Oh, where's he going? Nowhere. Gain of 1. Gain of 1. Nowhere else to go. 2014. Aaron Rodgers. I believe 2014 should have been 2014. I think it should have been J.J. Watt, but I'm not complaining because Rodgers also had a magnificent season that year as well. 2015 Cam was one of the best MVP seasons of all time. 2016, it was either going to be Rodgers or Matt Ryan, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. I felt like that NFC Championship was not only to see who was going to go to the Super Bowl to go meet the New England Patriots, but it was also to see who was going to win the MVP, because you could have easily given that season to Rodgers as well. Oh, great tackle in the backfield. That's a loss of 1 yard by Darius Slay. 2017 was going to be Carson Wentz. Then it was going to be Antonio Brown. It was going to be Antonio Brown if he ain't freaking strain his calf. Then they'll be in Tom Brady. 2018. Won the MVP in 2018. Because I remember Gurley was having a fucking season that year, and then he got hurt. 2018. Who won the MVP in 2018? Oh, I'm bugging. Fucking Mahomes. Okay. Yeah, Mahomes won it in 2018. Lamar won in 2019. I'm bugging. Fucking Mahomes went nuclear in 2018. Lamar won it in 2019. Rodgers 2021. Rodgers and Brady was very close. 22 was Mahomes, rightfully so. 23 Lamar, 24 Josh Allen. I would say since then, probably 23 Lamar. Probably 23 Lamar. Yeah, probably 23 Lamar. But it's kind of difficult with the MVP because they're not terrible. It's not like somebody just, got gifted one. I'd probably have to say Lamar. So there is that. Check out the Cincinnati Bengals Twitter page. Cincinnati Bengals Twitter page. They had a crazy post. What do you mean? Did somebody hack what did they post? Joe Flacco talks to the media. There's the final. Chase Brown. What do you mean? What's the crazy post? I'm confused. I don't see anything. It says the final that they lost, and then they have two posts there talking about Joe Flacco and Zach Taylor talking to the media. They talking about the plane graphic? What plane graphic?
14 grams of crap.
Before the game?
Then you sell it.
Okay. I am scrolling here. Now, October 22nd here. Let's see. Jets, 24 hours till kickoff. Roster, Joseph Him Flacco. Uday. Finishing touches. Right there before the game. Running out, bring him out. Got him. Love going down the field. Oh, my Lord. Dobbs doesn't catch it. It's a drop. Thank the Lord. All right. Yeah, I am not. I must have missed it. I must have missed it because I legit don't see anything. They're at halftime now. Injury report. That's the end of the game. Yeah, I don't see anything. They must have taken it down or something. Gary is coming. Put 5 on, said, Chiseled Adonis, you've been watching me since you were in your teens. You're 25 now. You want to thank me for all of the funny commentaries and funny videos. Well, I thank you very much for watching that long. I appreciate that. Brandon McManus, back from injury, coming out onto the field to kick a 57-yard field goal. It's very difficult for kickers to make 50-plus yard field goals in Heinz Field, but not anymore because there's no, wait, what the hell? His kick was short? First off, it's not even Heinz Field anymore. It's Aquashire Stadium, or whatever the case is. Aquashore, whatever the case. You could call that motherfucker Heinz Field. That's what it is. He booted it short. Very difficult to kick 50-plus yard field goals in this stadium if your name is not Chris Boswell and it did not make it through the uprights and it's just short. Jaden. Well, 5 on said this man, Jonathan Taylor, has 14 TDs in 8 weeks, and half of them are against your Titans. Pain, indeed. Yeah, it's still Heinz Field to me. It's still Heinz Field to me. Who had the worst game this week so far? Who had the worst game? Spencer Rattler got benched at halftime. Maybe Spencer Rattler. Good Lord. A-ARON now following the missed field goal. DK Metcalf on the catch and run. Now, if you're talking about total teams, the Falcons got dominated. But Carolina? Decimate. They could not make up. Carolina and Atlanta, by far, were probably the worst. The Cowboys this year has been terrible on the road. They've been terrible on the road as well. Here we go, 2nd and 5. There's a handoff to Kenneth. Is he going to gain? Well, yes, he will, with a first down across the 30, across the 45-yard line. Matt said top 3 Steelers and Packers wide receivers. For the Steelers, Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and then ultimately you could pick between Stallworth or Swan. Swan made bigger plays. Stallworth had better numbers. So I'd probably end up going with Swan because you had the bigger plays. He also had very comparable numbers as well. It's not as if he was so far off from Stallworth. So it'd be those 3. As for Packers wide receivers, Don Hudson, Devontae Adams. Yes, Devontae Adams. And then Sterling Sharp. And then Sterling Sharp. Because Sterling's career was unfortunately cut. So I'll have to have him there at 3. Jordy Nelson's not better than either of those 3. Donald Driver's not better than either of those 3. Antonio Freeman's not better than either of those 3. Greg Jennings put the team on his back, though. Ain't better than either of those 3. Great carry right there by Kenneth Gainwell picking up yardage. Jordy was a wide receiver. That doesn't make him better than those 3. Mark Jackson put 2 on us at top 5 NFL demigods, current era and all time. I would need an explanation as to what you're referencing as demigods. All right, here we go. Just watch the highlights, top tier as usual. Thank you very much, Quentin. I appreciate that. Hopefully this year's been better than last year. I think I've been better this year than I was last year. 3rd and 3. Here we go. Need a first down, A-ARON. Need a first down. He's going to go for it all to the end zone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. DK Metcalf had his hands on the football. John Valentine looked like he was in a position to possibly make an interception, but DK actually made a play on the football, but somehow could not catch it. I am shocked. How is this not a TD? At first, I thought it was going to be an INT, but the ball actually dropped inside. How did DK not catch this football? Did Valentine make a play on the ball? Oh, that's a hell of a play by Valentine. That's a hell of a play by Valentine. I'll take that back. That's a hell of a play by Valentine. I'll take that back. DK had his hands right there. Football was about to land in the breadbasket, but Valentine knocked that right out of his hands. Boswell's kick through the uprights, and it's good to cut the deficit down to 1. Another 50-yard field goal. Mr. King put 2 on us. Said Falcons weren't winning the NFC South. Well, it's going to be Tampa Bay's division to lose. It's going to be Tampa Bay's division to lose. Jay in the building. Big Uso put 10 on us. Say, hey, Big Uso just flew back from Samoa. Versus Tonga Rugby Pack Championship. Samoa won 34-6. Cray atmosphere and game. If I want to watch the highlights, you saw a dude there with my merch. All right, so what? What? You saw a dude with my merch. So it was Tonga. It was the island of Tonga, the Isle of Tonga versus the Isle of Samoa. And somebody had my shirt on. Where was the game taking place? Was it in Australia, brother? But you said you just flew back. Where did it take place? Where did it take place? Brisbane. Shit. It was on the other side of Australia? Well, I'll be damned. How cool is that? How cool is that? Hey, shout out to the Adonis family. Huh? Y'all holding it down and showing love around the doggone globe. How cool is that, huh? How cool is that? Somebody had a little bit of the "Aight So Boom" out there in Australia. I appreciate that. Chuck Berry's put 10 on, said, which under the radar player had the best MVP Super Bowl performance? Larry Brown in Super Bowl 30? Absolutely not. Neil O'Donnell threw the football straight to him twice. I can't even sit there and say he had a magnificent game. I don't want to say anybody because there's people off the street who would have dropped the football and DBs play DB because they got no hands. But bro, this man's just had to sit there, and it's not even like he undercut a receiver. Neil O'Donnell threw it straight to son. Like, come on now. Desmond Howard earned his. Dexter Jackson was balling. But, was it Dwight White? No, Tim Dwight. Tim Dwight had 2 pick sixes in Super Bowl 37, but Dexter Jackson was indeed balling, but it should have been Derrick Brooks, in my opinion, who won the MVP. But Derrick Jackson had those 2 interceptions. Malcolm Smith in Super Bowl 48, really, if he didn't, if I don't want to say take away the pick 6 because that's stupid. It was a crucial moment of the game. But it wasn't as if Malcolm Smith was making plays and shit, but it was a flip of the coin of who you wanted to give that MVP to on that defense. You could have gave that MVP to anybody. So there is that. Oh, Smith, that was his last name, Smith. I said Tim Dwight. Dwight Smith. It was Smith. But to say the most underrated one, I'd probably end up saying Dexter Jackson, because if you guys go back and you watch Super Bowl 37, he was everywhere on the field. Thank you very much for the correction regarding Dwight Smith. I said Tim Dwight, all that. I'm trying to figure out the damn name. Tim Dwight was a different player. Tim Dwight was a wide receiver? Tim Dwight. See here. Tim Dwight was a wide receiver. I knew I wasn't tripping. Wide receiver. Shit. Playing the 2007. How the fuck I remember Tim Dwight then? Ah, yeah, that's right. Because Madden 05, he was on the fucking Patriots because my brother's a Patriots fan. Well, was. I can't even fix my lips to call him a Patriots fan. He could count on one hand how many Patriots games he's watched since Super Bowl 51. Oh, Lord, Jordan Love going deep, looking for his man. Pass sales incomplete. No laundry on the field. Thank the Lord. Joey Porter always finds a way to go and get a flag. Thank the gods he did not have a flag thrown on the ground just now. Thank the Lord. Any Steeler fans from Hawaii? I'm sure there are some, but are they in the chat? We shall see. I might be going, I don't want to say might be going back to Hawaii at the end of this year. There's no guarantee because I don't want to go anywhere for a whole week, but I certainly have a trip remaining for the year. I have to figure out where it is that I want to go. But I'm going to be working from there, so I got to make sure I got all my, all of my ducks in a row so I could record wherever the hell it is that I'm at. Suarez put 5 on. Also, what do I think of the new NBA on Prime theme, which was produced by Common? I don't think I've heard it, so I can't give you my opinion there. 12 minutes left to go here in this quarter. Sargent put 5 on. Said A-ARON looking pissed. He's about to go sniff 14 grams of crack. You already know that's how that man's gets down. Whenever he has an opportunity, what does he do?
You buy 14 grams of crack. Then you sell it.
Who was on crack?
Oh, nigga, give me 1 more gram. Tell me that no.
You know exactly what he here for.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Oh, nigga, give me 1 more gram. Tell me that no. Oh, please, tell me that no.
Matthew said, you feel like Super Bowl MVP should go to a coach rather than a player? I disagree. Because players play, coaches coach. By that logic, you should just have a coach's award. And the coach's award is the Lombardi Trophy. So, nah. Sometimes it wouldn't work. It still wouldn't work. Because at the end of the day, coaches coach, players play. So it wouldn't work. There's no scenario where some, like if you take a look at Super Bowl 53, it was Belichick versus McVay the whole game. It almost felt as if, I don't want to say you could have plugged any player in because it took players making plays. And if Brady didn't find Gronk on that magnificent, duck of a pass that landed right in the breadbasket, they probably would have ended up going into OT with the game tied at 3. But it's just a situation where I think, no, they shouldn't give anything there to coaches. No, there's coach of the year. I think he's saying just strictly for the Super Bowl. Because there's a lot of times where you could be the coach of the year and you don't even make it to the Super Bowl. Jeremy said, so when is our offense going to produce more than field goals? We're waiting on that today. We've had 1 punt. 2 field goals, but we need some touchdowns. Just need the defense to produce another stop. Because thus far, we pitched the 3 and out. And after the 3 and out, we had a touchdown, then lucked out on a missed field goal. So we need the defense to get another stop. We haven't had a takeaway in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So it's time for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense to take that football away. But the Packers have only given away the ball away 3 times this year. They're very, very, very protective of this football. The Steelers have only given the football away 5 times this year. No fumbles. Only no fumbles. Only those 5 interceptions from A-ARON, in which 2 wasn't his fault. It was more spectacular plays. Well, one was an unfortunate tip there from Calvin Austin, where he put his hand on the football when he shouldn't have, and then it ricocheted right into the hands of a Seattle Seahawk. And then, of course, the one in which it was a hell of a play by Cincinnati, which, funny enough, I watched the replay again. Turns out it wasn't a pick. The ball actually bobbled after he hit the ground. But, hey, guess what? You lost, buddy. Game done. 3rd and 9 here. Steelers defense needs to get a stop. Are they going to get it? I don't think so. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, no, they're going to throw roughing the passer. They're going to throw a flag for roughing the passer. A late flag just came in. I think they're going to throw a flag for roughing the passer. Oh, man, on 3rd down, just when you thought you had a stop, looks like they're about to call roughing the passer. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith made it to the quarterback. Wait, the hell's the flag for? All right, no flag. No flag. Because that looked crazy. Yeah, I think they... Oh, yeah, illegal hands of the face on the offense. That's going to get declined. There's going to be a punt. They thought there was a roughing the passer there on a low hit from TJ, but he got blocked into it. W refs, they actually picked up the flag correctly. Good call right there, because as you can see, first off, yeah, that's definitely illegal hands to the face. TJ got pushed right into Jordan Love. That wasn't him going low. He got pushed right into it, clear as day. The official was right there. That's actually the right call. That's actually the right call. Illegal hands to the face is what ultimately caused him to end up over there. So that's a good job by the referees. That's actually a good job by the referees. Z Flet said you wanted to hop in and say RIP to Nick Mangold. Spent all 11 years of his career on the Jets. Bro was a warrior and battled through a lot of injuries and a kidney disease, and he had almost his entire career. A center will never get the recognition that he deserves. Props to the Jets for pulling out a win out of their ass to get a W for him. Absolutely, man. He was a hell of a player, a all-pro, a pro bowler, and a class act. And I had gone to his Instagram in the midst of recording the commentary, and I saw that he had made a post maybe a couple of weeks ago or so talking about, I believe he's a blood type O or something of that nature, trying to see if maybe he was able to go and get a match. A couple of people inside of the comment section were, so I should say a donation. A couple of people in the comment section there were saying, hey, you know, they had similar sort of issue, and they, by God's will or God's grace, they were able to go and get, you know, a transplant. And unfortunately for Mangold, that unfortunately wasn't the case. So yeah, Nick Mangold passed away. AP got arrested. Wait, Adrian Peterson got arrested today? Shit. All right, 11 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. What's this about AP getting arrested? What's this about? Here we go. A-ARON Rodgers on the move. There's a dump off. He's going to find his man. That's a 1st down to the 49-yard line. Ben Skoranek on the catch and run to move the chains. Ben Skoranek on the catch and run to go and move the chains here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with A-ARON. I shouldn't say A-ARON, with AP. Oh, I think he was trying to see if he could go down the field to Washington. Caveman Austin put 2 on it. Said 1 week, tell me my weight loss surgery. New me say what? Oh, wow. 1 week since the weight loss surgery. Well, how you feeling? Hopefully, you're not feeling too much pain on the knees. Here we go. Jalen Warren takes it for 1 yard to the 50-yard line. Pittsburgh's now at midfield, inching closer and closer into field goal range, but we need touchdowns. Gear Trail for 5-1 said you'd like to congratulate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for winning the NFC South. And yes, you say that as a Falcons fan. Oh, not quite yet. Not quite yet now. Albeit, Atlanta is now what, 3-4. Tampa's obviously 6-2. Carolina's now 4-4, if I'm not mistaken. And then who else is in the NFL? Oh, well, the Saints, forget about it. What are they, 1-6, 1-7? A-ARON's got nowhere to go with the football, trying to extend the play. He's got to throw it away. Quentin put 2 on, said, did I study film? You have a great memory. But you, bro, what? Did I study film? No, not really. I did not. I just have, I don't want to say a photographic memory, but I remember things from time to time. At least I hope it keeps me sharp, if I, for all intents and purposes, but we shall see. AP's going to prison. This is the second time this year. What the hell happened? Was it complications of that fight that he had? All right, here we go. A-ARON, 3rd and long here from midfield. Come on, Pittsburgh. You got, oh, it's a DWI? Son of a bitch. Come on, man. You know better than that. Oh, shit, he's under duress. Stepping up in the pocket, down the middle of the field. It's broken up. And then a late Laundry comes out. Laundry on the field late here on that pass. And it was away from the middle of the field. It's a hold, and it appears as if it was on the outside. Yup, it's a hold on the defense. Automatic first down. Hold on Nixon on the outside. Now, who was it against? Because it was away from where the football was. Hell of a fucking play over the middle. Or was it on Calvin Austin? Yeah, it was a hold on Calvin Austin. But if you saw the play that was made there by Green Bay, that's a hell of a play. Yeah, that's definitely a hold. Definitely a hold that happened right there. But that's a magnificent play in order to stop DK Metcalf because he was in stride. He would have taken that to the end zone. If DK caught that, he would have taken that to the end zone. That's one fucking hell of a play right there from Green Bay. Tell you the truth, I'd take that penalty. Well, I don't want to say I'd take that penalty if I'm Green Bay because, of course, you have the breakup. There's Jalen Warren running a man over for a gain of 9. But if you're Green Bay, you kind of got to live with that. You got to live with that. You got a great pass breakup. But the flag, I'd look at it like, hey, man, it's a TD if he ain't deflect that. It's a TD if he ain't deflect that. But if you consider the fact if DK caught that son bitch, that's a fucking touchdown. Marcus said, and when I see him throw that ball, here we go. 2nd and 1 right now. A big boy in motion. There's a toss over to Jalen Warren, able to make a couple of Packers miss. He's going to take it down to the 30-yard line. Matthew said sometimes a flag is better. Yes, sometimes a flag is better, but the positive is it wasn't a situation where it was going to be Nixon's man who was going to give up the touchdown. It was still a pass breakup. So if the flag never happened, guess what? You forced Pittsburgh to punt. Right? But what I'm trying to get at is it's a positive that you got the pass breakup there because let's just say the pass breakup didn't happen. It's a fucking touchdown. And that's a hell of an effort to go and make that happen. It's not as if that man was next to the football. He just leaped, to the 9s. His elevator made it to the top floor to go make a play and prevent a TD because DK was in stride. But here we go. Pittsburgh. Oh, great fucking defensive play right there. Able to take him back in the damn backfield. That's about to be a loss of 5 right there. Big time TFL for the Green Bay Packers. Caveman Patuan said your surgery is Monday, November the 3rd. Oh, you got a couple of weeks from now. Shit, I should say a week and a half. Week and a half. No, 8 days. My apologies, 8 days. 9. Pofavon said a shaved A-ARON is a bad A-ARON. There's A-ARON dump off to Kenneth Gainwell. He's taken down from behind. Great tackle once again here. No additional yardage for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A-ARON going to keep the scruffy beard so the Steelers can win it all. Rant Man in the building. What's going on? I appreciate the first time chatting. It's time for them to utilize these tight ends right now. I know they're in field goal range, but you want to see a touchdown. It can't just keep being field goal, 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 field goal. Illegal possession of a weapon. Good God, what are we doing, bro? And I heard he was like struggling with money and shit. Like, what is we doing, fam? There's no way. There's no way. Here we go. A-ARON has to take. Oh, Jesus Christ. Michael Parsons coming through. They're going to throw a flag for a hold. Jonnu Smith able to go and catch and run across the 25. There's no flag for a hold. I'll be damned. I thought they was going to call a flag for a hold, but nonetheless, they're in field goal range. Darren put 20 on and said, you've not given up on the season. Have faith. Morris still need to pack his shit. Even though, let's shock the division and play spoiler. If we don't make the playoffs, the Rams will have a top 18 pick in the draft. Don't want that. I'm shocked they didn't throw a flag for a hold, bro. It was a clear hold. This should have been coming back for an and replayed third down. But all right, let's get a good. Yup, there's a fucking movement by Cameron Hayward. That's gonna be a false start. 97. That's on Cameron Hayward's big ass fucking moving and shit. Go down the field. Yeah, I don't know why they're not trying to attack down the field, because on that opening drive, that's where they went with the football and you were able to get yourself inside their side of the field. But come on, man. 48-yard attempt. He actually made the previous field goal. Doesn't really matter if they push them back 5 yards or not. Boswell can make it from civil rights movement, boots it through the uprights, and Pittsburgh's back in front, 3 field goals. But my Lord, they need to find the end zone. They need to find the end zone. AT, it's a mixture of both, but more towards the latter than the former. Is the Steelers going to win by field goals? Well, if they can, that'd be great, but we shall see. We've got a lot of football left. Mike Johnson said, with the job market in shambles and hard to find a job after college, you're going to start your own thing with online sports media creation and other types. Any advice on getting started? Well, as always, got to commit to the commitment of consistency. That's the most important thing. Secondly, here's where it's just a little bit concerning, right? Obviously, when in search of your career per se, there's going to be a bit of a delay, but take an odd job if you can, just to be able to finance you running the online, media creation kind of business, because you can have videos go viral or whatever the case may be, but it's incredibly volatile. Like, you've got to work your way to a point in which it's bringing in enough income to go and sustain yourself. So work an odd job, and then from that 9 to 5 or whatever the case is, or even if you were to do it part-time, depending on your rent situation, because if you happen to have a mortgage or you got to rent, you probably got to work full-time, and part-time is not going to be enough to cover the bills. So make enough on the job there to cover, your overhead, and then what you have over there. And then after that, it's over on Twitch. And I'll get to your question just after. But make sure that you're working to be able to facilitate and finance, the business in and of itself. And then, of course, you have to post out the wazoo. Like, social media is no longer social media now. It's just prioritizing content creation and pushing stuff out into the ethos. Like, you could have X amount of followers. They're not even pushing your videos to your followers. I'm a testament of that. YouTube gives out 16% of my post notifications go out to 16 to 20% of my audience. Vast majority of people who subscribe to my channel, folks, is not even being notified of my uploads. Instagram, the bulk share of the reels are viewed by non-followers. The last 4 months, I've gotten over 100,000 new followers over on IG. Always pumping out to an old audience. So just post, keep posting. Just keep fucking posting. So there's that. Marvin Francois done roll in the chat, said, why start a sports media channel when you can start a channel around credit? Just saying, you better stop it now. Albeit you were able to go and, transition from doing comedy to going into building a 6-figure credit business. Shout out to Marvin Francois making that happen. But that doesn't change the fact that you're 5'6". Oh, well, who said that? Nonetheless, here comes the Green Bay Packers on the kick return to take it across the 30-yard line. Did I say 5'6"? I must have added an additional 6 inches there. Pause. This brother is about 5. Lucky if he could break 4'11". Stealth mode is in the building, said luckily. You're in that 16 to 20% that gets notified, and I'm grateful for it.
20% that gets notified.
And I appreciate that. As for what you said,
Something
AT.
I find underrated is cities that are rivals in every sports, like San Francisco and Los Angeles or New York and Boston. Have all of the teams in each sport in rivalries.
Yeah, that's just cultivated over years, and then shout out to the actual, people in the city keeping that going. You know, keeping those rivalries going. Now, as for the question that AT had asked, said advice for a junior in college studying social science. Well, for one, if I'm not mistaken, social science, I don't think there's a lot of money in social science. Williams said, I'm cordially invited to Chauncey Billups' next poker game. Listen, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down publicly. Right now, I will not be in attendance. You got me fucked up. I walk through the damn door. I get hit in the back of the head with a leather sap. I'm in the fucking basement asking for ransom for money my parents don't have. It's a wrap. Ain't no way. Halloween in a couple of... Halloween's on Friday, ain't it? I'm going to be on a motherfucking episode of what? Saw 11? It's not happening. Got me fucked up. Where's the money? Well, we don't have it. We're going to break his fucking legs. Go ahead. But yeah, I don't want to say change your major because you're already 2.5 semesters in. So network like you've never networked before because that's primarily what college is for, right? Since there's no Dallas in like psych, should you minor to it? Not that type of minor. Because it in a situation like, oh, that's a drop, that's incomplete. In a situation like social science, truly, it's your best bet is if you make the appropriate connections, you can graduate and mess around and get an internship somewhere, or perhaps somebody can go and put you on. So you're gonna have to go and network like a motherfucker. Like truly gonna have to shake everybody's hands, go to every single conference that is anywhere near your industry, surrounding your industry. You can even go into different ones as well, because who knows, you can mess around and graduate and pivot completely and not even utilize the degree. I'll tell you this much, because it's not going to be a shit ton of money. So it depends on what kind of lifestyle you're trying to live as well. So that's something to consider. Yeah, because I don't want to tell you to go and switch your major. I'm not going to tell you to do that. But I would definitely tell you network as much as you can, go to as many conferences as you can, try to gather as much information, but furthermore, provide as much value as you can to the people who's around, to put yourself in a situation to where you can get a much better opportunity once you get out of college. Just got to be outside. Cool. Your school offers a lot of internships. You appreciate it though, but still, yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, just go as much internships that they offer. That's a positive. So since that's the case, just try to go to as many events as you possibly can and see what you can do to go and get some bread. Because albeit you'll be in a situation where you can make a difference, but unless you happen to land, if you're running your own practice, depending on what it is that you're doing, maybe you can bring in high-end clients and make a bit of money. But on the regular scale, not going to be a lot of money in that industry. Steelers defense is doing their thing right now. Yeah, they was able to get a couple of stops here. So now it's on the offense to go and run this up. They got to run it up. La Cosa Nostra still around? Oh, 100%. They're still around. May not be as big as a Pat. Oh, Brandon said you watched Michael Franchese take on it. Wild, yeah, you already know he had something to say. I actually subscribed to him as well. I had his wine up here. It's downstairs now, but I had his wine. I was drinking it on Friday. Thoughts on Roman Wilson? You feel like the Steelers are wasting his talent? Well, for one, he was hurt last year. Then this year, he's just in a rotation, but with the injury to Calvin Austin, he's back now. But when Calvin Austin was out and you need somebody to go out there and step up, Roman Wilson was on the field. Rodgers didn't go towards him with the football. And albeit, I'm not going to hold you. I don't care what team you on. Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback that's going to get the football to his guys. And he felt more comfortable throwing it there to the tight ends. So that's a little concerning for me about that young man's development, because we all know, as it pertains to wide receiver and developing them in the league, I don't think there's a better squad than Pittsburgh, because you can all of a sudden, I should say every generation, they've had a Pro Bowl wide receiver. And since 2010, they've produced, multiple Pro Bowl caliber wide receivers. So if they're unable to develop Roman Wilson, I would struggle to see how, saying that he's not capable or whatever the case is. So we'll see. Fallen One said, love the video about the NBA illegal gambling scandal 2 days ago. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate that. I will say this much regarding that video, because there was one thing that I wanted to say that I didn't mention. I find it very funny how, because of course, you know, you're kind of screwing people out of bread, but you know, you do have politicians who are insider trading that's also screwing folks out of bread left and right as well. But you're never going to go against your own, of course. And in the case of having the mafia involved and you scamming people out of tens of millions of dollars, that's going to be much more notable and everything of that nature. But I find it funny how, you know, some folks, depending on how you play the game, you can kind of get away with it. But this is a little bit different where you have a higher level of extortion. But you could argue taxes to a degree is somewhat of extortion. That's a conversation for a different time. Jay Pavavon said, has nothing to do with football, but it felt good seeing your Heat beat the Knicks today. Also, fuck the Saints. Yes, indeed. Go Miami Heat. Go. There's Warren on the carry, and he just went to go find somebody to throw his shoulder into. Let me go check on my underdog as we're approaching 3 minutes left to go here in this half. Pittsburgh on the cusp of preventing Green Bay from seeing this football for the remainder of the half. Am I in the lead right now? I am still in the lead. In fact, I'm double or nothing on my opponent. I've got 24 points. My opponent has 12. Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese is the high point man for both of our teams with 12.90. And then Jordan Love has 8. A-ARON Rodgers has 3. My opponent has Romeo Dobbs, Jalen Warren, Josh Jacobs, and DK Metcalf. So we'll see how things continue to progress for the Pittsburgh Steelers and, of course, the Green Bay Packers as we continue to move forward. There's a dump off to Calvin Austin. Can he make Nixon miss? No, he can't, but it's a gain of about 8 here, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock as they are. Wait, what the fuck? The clock is still moving. I guess getting out of bounds did not stop the clock. Or is it on under 2 minutes in the final of the second quarter and then under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter? Black Freakazoid says, speaking of underdog, somehow legal to play here in California. You were surprised. Yeah, it varies. If you have the pick'em is legal in California. And then is it the draft that's not? Like it's some of the stuff on the Gainwell with a huge carry to pick up the first down and take it to the 2-minute warning. That's another first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they are marching down the field. So sometimes it varies depending on where you go. Because on the states, by the way, for those who haven't already, scan the QR code, download the Underdog app, use the promo code Adonis if you have not already. There are some locations in which it's not legal to do the pick'ems, but then they can have the draft. Like, for example, in New York, for whatever reason, Underdog no longer is it legal to go and do the pick'em in New York. So what I do, I pivot towards the draft, and that's what I do here. So if you take a look at the states here, this is where it's legal to play in the states. So then the pick'em, you have that's the yellow. So you got Cali, you got Oregon, Alaska, all those different places, Texas, all these different places in which you could do it, and then Champions, which is another version of the pick'em. Some other places in which you can't do the pick'em, you could actually do Champions there, and then it's ineligible in all of these other various states. But this is just primarily the pick'em. You could also try the draft. There's different sort of things in which you could do over there, over on Underdog. So you have some options. Nevada has Vegas, yet online gambling is illegal. Yeah, it's very odd how they come up with that stuff. It's above my pay grade. I have no interest in trying to learn all of it, but yeah, man, you have some options. So if you guys haven't already, scan that QR code, download the Underdog app, use the promo code Adonis, but of course, wager responsibly. Wager responsibly.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Jojo Smuggan just resubscribed for 11 months.
I
How
appreciate
about
you.
them Broncos? Fetchy shirt, fetchy shirt, fetchy shirt.
Yeah, they took care of business. Broncos was cooking today. Broncos were absolutely cooking today. And that was an emphatic W.
Gotcha,
And
bitch.
unfortunately for
Fatherland
Dallas, I
one
know
is
they're going to
now
be feeling
following.
bad. For Dallas, I know they fans is feeling terrible right now. Anonymous gifter, I appreciate you.
Donations, gifts,
More
gifts.
Anonymous gifted Netstrike a subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Netstrike.
Holding it down for the community. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh, the Maya Lesnar video is doing pretty good. That's what's up. Man, this is about to be 3 weeks. Yup, that's about to be 3 weeks. I went 20 straight weeks with a 1 million viewed video on IG and Facebook. Then I got 3 straight weeks I ain't get there. The motion has since slowed down. That's the ebbs and flows of social media. Rodgers should have more than 89 yards. Kudos to the Packers defense, able to go out there and make plays and bring pressures. And you know what? You know what's really been disappointing thus far for Pittsburgh? Because they can't jump in front and mess around and have leads. You can't unleash the fucking dogs on defense to just go out there and hunt after the quarterback. Oh, wow. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a completion to another. Every single player that Rodgers has thrown the football to, or he has 9 completions to 9 different receivers. Nobody has more than 1 catch. Well, it's time that somebody gets another catch here. All right, here we go. Yo, you got to snap it. You got to snap it. Oh, my God. Wide open. He's going to have to launch it down the field. Tries to come back to the football, able to bait a pass interference. And I absolutely hate that fucking call. Is it the right call? Yes, but I fucking hate that call. Every single time. I've said this for years. It doesn't matter if it benefits my damn team or not, bro. I cannot stand the underthrow pass interference being a spot foul. I cannot stand that with every single fiber of my being. I hate that call. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. They have to change that rule. They 100% have to change that rule. Because remember, on offense, you have the benefit of knowing what it is that you're going to run. Defense, you have to figure out what you're going to run. If I then throw a back shoulder and I'm running a vertical or whatever, you're trying to go and guard me. All I got to do is just run, stop, and essentially run into you. You don't even got to run into me. I could run into you and bam. First, I've said this for years. And you guys who've been watching for years, I'm unbiased. It doesn't matter if it benefits my team or if it's against my doggone team. I stand for what I believe to be right, and I cannot stand that pass interference call. I've said time and time again, they need to outlaw that shit. If you see it's a fucking bailout, that shouldn't be a flag. It should just be a loss of down. And then again, the spot foul is the worst thing in football, in my opinion. Cap the pass interference at 15 yards. Don't let it get past that. Motherfuckers be going dead to rights on 3rd down, throw a fucking arm punt, somebody gets held, all of a sudden, oh, instead of defensive holding, this pass interference, here's a 40-yard gain for you. What? I'm going to throw the ball down the field, but since I'm under duress, I could just underthrow it. Oh, DK Metcalf got this. He's going to the end zone. He's not going to get stopped. Wow, what a tackle there from Nixon, able to stop DK Metcalf from finding the end zone. I thought he was fixing to score. I'll be damned. That was about to be a touchdown, but it's 1st and goal right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give it to Kenneth Gainwell. Do not give it to Jalen Warren. For the sake of my fantasy. Mark Jackson put 5 on it, said to your last dono, top 5 NFL players who are a force to be reckoned with, current and all time. Top 5 NFL players who are a force to be reckoned with. A force to be reckoned with. So somebody like an Adrian Peterson is somebody who comes to mind? Because you say a force to be reckoned with. So, oh, there's DK Metcalf. That's a touchdown. A-ARON Rodgers able to find DK Metcalf to the end zone. His 2nd catch on the day happens to be a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And his 5th touchdown catch on the year on a 9-play, 84-yard, 3-minute, 32-second drive to find the end zone and make this a 2-score game. Well, of course, they have to make the extra point to make it a 2-score game. Or is it 15-7? Yeah, it's 15-7, so they got to make the extra point to make this a 2-score game. We need that extra point. Cannot afford to miss whatsoever. Hell of a pass right there from A-ARON Rodgers. Better catch there from DK Metcalf, the big man, Donkey Kong Metcalf, which the touchdown, his 5th one today. Extra point here. Boswell boots it through the uprights, and it's good. We've got a 2-possession lead. Now, to answer your question, you're saying a force to be reckoned with. All right, so I'm going to go offense, and I'm also going to go defense. So somebody like Adrian Peterson, you had to see him. He was an absolute force. right? Then if I'm were to think defense, I would immediately think somebody like Aaron Donald, Reggie White. Those two guys were absolute fucking forces. You had to see them impose their fucking will on you at any estimation of the game. Ray Lewis, another one. That would be 3 that would give you on defense. There's countless different names, but I would have to go all Hall of Famers. And then if I was to go one more guy on offense, Jim Brown. So shit, I mean, forced to be reckoned with. You know what? If I was to add one more on defense, I'd go Lawrence Taylor, because I think he's the greatest defender to have ever played the game of football. So Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Ray Lewis. I'll give you 5 on each side of the ball. Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Ray Lewis, Aaron Donald. And then if I wanted to give you one more force that had to be reckoned with, Dick Butkus. And then if I was to go to offense, forces that had to be reckoned with, just problems on offense, I'll give you Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson, Rob Gronkowski. I won't, but believe it or not, Cam Newton. He's not a Hall of Famer, so you know what? I'll take Cam off. But Cam was a fucking force that you had to deal with. I know he only had 3 Pro Bowl seasons, but truly, if you take a look at 2011, his rookie year, to 2016, really, Cam was a fucking problem. And the amount of one score games that he lost, like sometimes the record doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. Just like Drew Brees is another person who unfortunately suffered from that as well, where the defense absolutely failed. But man, Cam had a lot of one-score losses during that 6-year stretch. That was unfortunate, but Cam was a fucking force. But I'll keep it just Hall of Famers. So I'll say Calvin Johnson, Gronk, AP, Jim Brown, and if I wanted to give you one more, I will go with a force that had to be reckoned with, Mike Allstott. I'll give you 5. Shit, no, I said Hall of Famers. So I'll stay away from Mike Allstott. I'll give you, because unfortunately I don't think he's gonna mess around and get in, Jerome Bettis. Clark said Ed Reed. Yeah, we had some. There's ton. It's kind of difficult to go with like a top 5 because there's a lot of fucking forces. That was good. Cam was good until he hurt his shoulder. Yeah, when he fucked up the shoulder, that was pretty much it for the career. And he was off to a great start. I think they was 6-2 in 2018, and then bam, T.J. Watt blasted that fucking shoulder, and that was all she wrote. Oh, Pittsburgh lost the DT? Oh, Lord. We lost a fucking defensive tackle? Golly. We're already thin on the D-line as far as I'm concerned. And what the hell's going on with Hampton, bro? Is he hurt again? Because he came back and I saw he was out. Oh, Harmon. I said Hampton. I wish we had Casey Hampton. Is Derek Harmon is out? He's only played in 3 games this season. Oh, there's a dump off to Josh Jacobs. Got to make a tackle. Is Harmon out for this game? I'd put Gronk over Shannon Sharp. Yes. Shannon Sharp, in my opinion, is the 5th greatest tight end of all time. He retired the greatest. So whenever we talk about like tight ends, I think you also have to take into account, or even when you talk about players from yesteryear, you have to take into account where they were when they retired, what ranking they were. Shannon passed Ozzie Newsome, passed John Mackey, passed Mike Ditka, passed Kellen Winslow. He retired the greatest of all time. Then Tony Gonzalez took that mantle upon his retirement because of the sheer production could not be denied, right? He had the touchdowns. He had the, oh my God, Christian Watson on a great, they're saying it's incomplete. I don't know why they're saying incomplete. Are they going to have somebody going to need to review this or something? They're screaming incomplete. Let's see if he caught it here. Christian Watson, there's the ball. That's a catch. That's a catch. That's a catch. That's a hell of a fucking catch right there. Green Bay's going to use a timeout here. 16 seconds left. Pittsburgh got to fucking get a stop. You going to let these motherfuckers get in the field goal range? Ridiculous. But what was I saying? It escapes me. It escapes me. Oh yeah, tight ends. So the Sharp had retired, the greatest of all time. Then Gonzalez passed him up due to straight production, but Gonzalez never had the postseason success. Shannon Sharp got them 3 rings and played a large role in getting those 3 rings. They ain't call man's big play Shea for no reason, right? Antonio Gates scored a gang of touchdowns and was just as great as Tony Gonzalez. And then that boosts him up there into the conversation as well. I think Gates retired number 3, right? So then it was essentially, didn't necessarily retire number 3 because here came Gronk. I think Gronk ended up catching him while Gronk was still playing and Gates was playing. Gronk got those 4 championships, and Gronk's peak, I think, is better than any tight end in history. Gronk was an absolute force. However, you have to take into account injuries prevented Gronk's longevity. Kelsey came onto the scene, and in my opinion, Kelsey was well on the way to becoming the greatest of all time, but unfortunately, there's been a steep in production. But if they win another championship, if Kansas City wins a championship either this year, well, I don't think Kelsey's going to play next year, but if they win a championship this year and Kelsey goes on another like postseason run of great production, he can end up being the greatest tight end of all time. Because he has all of the numbers that's there. He's just 1 championship behind Gronk. And albeit for skill positions, championships aren't necessarily the deciding factor. Oh, great tackle right there. But why the fuck are they able to make so much gain so much ground here? And they're going to take it down to 2 to go and kick the field goal. Defense got to do a much better job. Ain't no way you allow these motherfuckers in the 2-minute drill to go walk all the way down the field with absolute ease. But nonetheless, that's a good football team. That's why they're number 1 in the NFC. And they were able to go down the field and get themselves in position to kick a field goal. But we saw McManus miss one earlier. Hopefully the Acquashire Stadium field can end up playing a role in making McManus miss, because we can see McManus miss. But overall, no. He may not have had great numbers in the Super Bowl, but if you take a look at the game against New York, albeit it was the defense that played the largest role in winning those games, if you watch how much of a fucking decoy he was, because he was the only piece from the passing perspective on offense. In the games for Denver, against Green Bay, against Atlanta, go back and watch those games and see how much attention that he got. Oh, he's gonna miss it wide to the left. It's no good. He missed it wide to the left. No good. Thank the Lord. All right, McManus done miss. 44-yard miss. 50-plus yard miss. That's what we want to see. McManus missing field goals, and Pittsburgh's gonna go to the break leading by 9. All right. McManus don't got it. Thank the Lord for the grass. It's wide to the left. No good. 9-point lead for the Steelers, and they're going to get the football to open up the second half. Let's go. But ultimately, to close out the conversation regarding tight ends, here's where my ranking happens to be. So I have Gronk, number 1, Kelsey, number 2, Gonzalez, 3, Gates, 4, Shannon Sharp, 5. That's my top 5. That's my top 5. McAnus is crazy. McAnus is crazy. The kick is missed. And you also got to factor in Gronk's blocking ability as well. That plays a large role. He might be the greatest blocking tight end of all time. Yeah, Brandon McManus was out there in Denver missing kicks at home. Brandon McManus was better on the road than he was at home for Denver. Bronco fan, if you were, you should remember when Brandon McManus was kicking for your football team. Mick 40 ounce says Tony G, Gates, Gronk, Sharp, Kelsey's in your top 5. All right, that's nice. I've heard some egregious top 5s where folks didn't even have Shannon in there. Some folks put in George Kittle. Some people had Jason Witten in there. Now, albeit the numbers is there, but I'm not going to hold you. Anybody who watched the entirety of Witten's career, I'm not going to take anything away from him. He was an Iron Man. He was a very good blocker. But this man had, like 1,100 catches in his career? Like 800 of them was on fucking option routes. Like, albeit, you got to be if you're in the NFL, you got to catch. You have to catch, period. But like, bro, Vast majority of everything was on the same fucking route. I'm on side. I got to out. I got to in. It's like 800 of that shit was on the same motherfucking route. Now, albeit defense ain't stop it, but better than Shannon? I don't know about all that. Then you have your Kellen Winslows, you got your Mike Ditkas, you got your John Mackeys, you got your Ozzie Newsomes, but of course they're not going to mess around and look at those because the numbers ain't sexy. Then you end up looking at other tiers where, yeah, the recency bias is crazy. Some folks was over here, yeah, man, yeah, George Kittle is already top 5. Like, what? Bro. Albeit, he's one of the better tight ends of this generation, but come on now. Motherfucker told me Zach Ertz was better than Tony Gonzalez. All right. I never said another word to him. I never said another word to him. Vernon Davis, another one. He was elite. Top 5? Come on. Jimmy Graham got them touchdowns. Folks, yeah, man, Jimmy Graham. He was a red zone bandit. Albeit, catching touchdowns is very important. That's very important. But come on, man. What we doing? John Randall, absolute beast. He's overlooked when you're talking about defensive line. If you take a look at defensive tackles, Mean Joe Green, Alan Page, Randy White, Bob Lilly, I believe, was a Bob Lilly was a defensive end. I think Bob Lilly was a defensive end. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Bob Lilly. Was he a defensive end? I believe he was a no, he's a defensive tackle. Okay, so he's still alive? Bob Lilly's still alive. Hey, shout out to Bob Lilly. He's still alive. Mean Joe Green, Alan Page, Randy White, Bob Lilly, John Randall, Cortez Kennedy, Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald. Greatest defensive tackles of all time. Greatest defensive tackles of all time. Absolute fucking beasts. Those guys, and Warren Sapp had talked about it before. He's like, hey, man, listen, it's about 6 folks who, L.C. Greenwood should be in the Hall of Fame, and he's not, unfortunately. Deacon Jones was a defensive end. Y'all naming some folks who are on the outside. Mean Joe Green is a Pittsburgh Steeler. What are we doing? We're talking about defensive tackles here. Deacon Jones is a defensive end. But those guys, no, Brian Young is not in that conversation. They got tiers. They got tiers here. When we talk about defensive tackle, we got tiers here. He's in the Hall of Fame, but we got tiers here. As Skip Bayless had coined, there's Hall of Famers and there's Hall of Famers. You know, so there's different. Bob Lilly will never die. Kevin Williams is going to get his respect. I don't think he's going to mess around and get into the Hall, but if he does, I am not complaining. I am not complaining. But I remember Warren Sapp was talking about how they have, of the defensive tackles, there's only 6 of them who had won Defensive Player of the Year. I believe Mean Joe Green, Alan Page obviously won the MVP, Cortez Kennedy, Warren Sapp, and then Aaron Donald. There's one more who won Defensive Player of the Year. Did Randy White win Defensive Player? It escapes me. But of the defensive tackles who had won Defensive Player of the Year, but of all of them, Aaron Donald's the greatest defensive tackle of all time. He passed everybody up. Who do I think is the face of Miami University? Of their greatest player? You either got Ray, you got Ed, Ray, Mike. Ed, Ray, Mike. But if you was to say who's their face, believe it or it's Michael Irvin. It's Michael Irvin. Because Michael Irvin shows more face than ever. Bruce Smith is a defensive end. Y'all naming folks who's defensive ends. Jerome Brown he died though. Jerome Brown died before he could become that. Like it's like when people talk about like the great. I saw a post that said top 10 safeties of all time. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. And I'll tell you, this shit didn't post. Wait, Chargers Vikings never posted on. Chargers Vikings never posted. How did Chargers Vikings never post? Oh, all right. Shit never posted on Instagram. Chargers Vikings never posted on Instagram. Well, that's a little odd. All right. Well, y'all getting it today. Okay, so let me see your top. I just want y'all to see how ludicrous this list is. Where did they put? Let me see if they have the graphic of it. And NFL history. It was on IG. Damn. I can't find it. But they had Ronnie Lott. They had Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, Brian Dawkins, and who else was in the 5? Brian Dawkins, and who did they put in the 5? Who did they put in the 5? I forget who they put in the 5. But then they had Earl Thomas was on there, who I believe should have been there. But then they had they had Bob Sanders on there. Folks was saying Sean Taylor should have been there. No, I don't think they had Charles Woodson or Rod Woodson on there because they played more of their time there. Although Charles played more time at safety than Rod did, but nonetheless, I think Charles can be on a list for safety. But I think he's more of a corner than he is a safety. But overall, they had Bob Sanders on there. The people like any list that don't got Sean Taylor. I'm like, bro, don't get me wrong. We got the eye test. Atwater was on there. They omitted Kenny Easley wasn't there. Krause was on there. Yeah, Krause was on there. Rightfully so, because he's a pick leader. I think he was there at like 5 or something like that. But folks started naming, like, somebody said Minka Fitzpatrick, top 10 all time. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Yeah, Donnie Shell was on the list as well. He was there on the list as well. He's a Hall of Famer as well. I'm like, what are they talking about? The way that folks got no idea what they talking about, and they just they disregard people who played in yesteryear, and then they big up people who have like singular seasons. Like when you talk about top 10 all time, there's over 100 seasons of football. There's a select few of those people who've made it to the Hall of Fame. And folks just be throwing, somebody had commented, Mike Hilton, but Mike, what? Who? I'll be seeing people put stuff in like comments. I'm like, hey man, you know what, dog? I ain't even gonna chime in, man. I ain't even gonna chime in, man. You ever walked in like a room and then you kind of see you got some deranged folks in there and you just on, hey, you know what? I'm gonna see myself out, bro. I'm gonna see myself out. Folks just be saying anything. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm all right. I'm all right. So I don't lose no sleep having to sit here and debate with. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. FXU said, bro, you need your own version of the best damn sports show, period. Well, I appreciate that. Who knows? It could happen in the future. It could happen in the future. The second half of my 30s, I can mess around and pivot and go elsewhere. As long as once this crib, the house is taken care of, I will have pretty much put myself in a situation that I've always envisioned, have that option to retire by 35. Once that big albatross of a mortgage is gone, now I'm playing with house money. If I wanted to try a bunch of different things and fail, then I can. So give me about 4.5 years. We'll see where we go. It could happen much sooner, depending on how much, if I can mess around and rob Peter and not have to pay Paul, I'll be in a situation where I can accelerate a bunch of different opportunities, but we shall see. But yeah, we are now at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh leading 16-9. Pardon me, 16-7 over the Green Bay Packers. It's a 2-possession lead. Pittsburgh riding high off of field goals, but finally able to take advantage and find the end zone behind DK Metcalf, catching his 5th touchdown of the year. Let me give you guys some statistics. Christian, I'm going to get to your donation once I get through these stats. Jordan Love is 13 of 18, 146 yards and a touchdown that was caught by Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese, who took it 33 yards a play prior to him going to the end zone on a 16-yard catch and run. 2 catches, 49 yards for Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese. On the ground, Josh Jacobs, who everybody expected to pretty much go out there and eat today, only has 5 carries for 16 yards. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, A-ARON Rodgers got he's 11 of 15 for 102 yards along with a touchdown, no INTs. On the ground, Jalen Warren, 10 carries, 50 yards, and Kenneth Gainwell, 5 carries, 31 yards. Pittsburgh has outrushed Green Bay by 4x their amount. Through the air, Roman Wilson with 1 catch for 45 yards. Aaron Rodgers has completed 9 passes to different receivers. DK Metcalf is the only receiver with multiple catches for the Pittsburgh Steelers today, where he's got 3 catches for 17 yards and, of course, that touchdown as well. Jordan Love has not been sacked yet. A-ARON Rodgers has been taken down once by Rashawn Gary, and the time of possession has been leaning in Pittsburgh's favor. 18 minutes to the 12 minutes of the Green Bay Packers. They've ran 6 more plays than Green Bay. They've outgained Green Bay only by 13 yards. But the difference in this game ultimately has been the efficiency over on Green Bay's inability to move the chains on third down. They're 0 of 4 on third down, albeit Pittsburgh is 1 of 5 on third down. The difference is 3 of those third downs in which they failed have resulted in points because they've kicked field goals. Pittsburgh has only punted once in the half. Green Bay has punted 3 times along with 2 missed field goals. That is the difference in this game here today. Pittsburgh's 1 of 5 on third down, but 3 of those third down failures were in field goal range that have led to 3 points by Chris Boswell, and Pittsburgh is going to get the football to start this second half. It's going to be fielded inside the 5-yard line. Oh, he's got a good block. Oh, my God. He ran right into the damn defense. Down goes Gainwell. Christian put 10 on it. Said, does James Harrison deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Nobody deserves anything. And which musical artist would I like to see in the Super Bowl? Britney Spears. But I mean, the time has passed, so I can't even have Britney. I'd love to see Linkin Park perform. I know it's not something that would necessarily be Super Bowl friendly, but I'd love to see Linkin Park perform. But shit, I actually know I wouldn't want to because Chester's gone. I'd want Chester to be a part of that. But yeah, does James Harrison, has he earned a right to be in there? He certainly had one of the highest peaks for a defensive player ever in that 6-year span between 2007 to 2012. He was all fucking world, but unfortunately, that 6 years won't be enough to get him into the Hall. He said himself he doesn't believe he's going to mess around and get in. A-ARON trying to extend the drive, going to have to throw the football away. Now, as for musical artists, so Britney, the time has since passed. Linkin Park, unfortunately, Chester Bennington since passed. If I was to have somebody else go and perform there at the Super Bowl, shit, fuck it. You want to see a good goddamn performance? Shit, send out Chris Brown. Fuck it. Send out Chris Brown or send out Metallica. Mr. King put 2 on and said, which, actually, no, you know what? Creed. Pat Fryermuth on the catch. He's going to go down. Ooh, it looked like he might be a little shaken up. Pat Fryermuth might be a little shaken up here. Hard hit right there to the lower extremity, and Pat Fryermuth slow to get up and actually not getting up at all. Mr. King put 2 on and said, what active O-linemen are Hall of Famers? Oh, yeah, he got hit right there in the inner thigh, right in the inner knee. He's feeling all kinds of pain there. All kinds of pain there. Golly. Damn. Good. Oof. He is down right now. Yeah, he's back on the ground here. Pat Fryermuth down on the ground. Active O-linemen that are Hall of Famers. I'll give you 3. I can't run through every. Oh, no, Zach Martin retired. Lane Johnson. Jason Kelsey retired as well. Lane Johnson, Trent Williams, those both of them are going to most likely end up being first ballot. And then one more. Jason Peters retired. One more lineman. Quentin Nelson is still playing, but I wouldn't necessarily go that direction. Wait a minute. I'm missing somebody. Rodgers down. Oh my God, what a great fucking pass breakup right there. See, Roman Wilson got to squeeze the football. There. Oh, Rodgers wanted a fucking offsides penalty. He's not going to get it. Let's see if there was a free play. Oh, I don't. Oh, oof. That's a neutral zone infraction if I ever seen one. Wait, hold on. Wait, no. If you didn't call it, you can't have the conversation now. It's a no. It's if they didn't call it. Hey, come on, y'all didn't call it. The refs fucked up and they did not call the play, but you can't now look at the fucking replay and say, oh shit, that's actually a penalty. They didn't call it. It's 100% a neutral zone infraction. They didn't call it. They have to throw the flag. That's on the officials. They have to throw the flag. Is it bullshit? 100%, but you can't come after the fact, look at the fucking replay and say, oh shit, you know what, let's go and drop the flag, because now you're not even doing your job. You got to go out there and call it. Hence why situations like this is when you could, as the organization, go and say, yo, the officials completely missed some shit. You got to do a much better job. See, that's where you got to be fair. You got to be fair there. They completely missed it. There should have been the flag for the neutral zone infraction. But the officials have to throw the flag. Wait, what the fuck? Late flag came in. I guess, did Mans not recognize that he called for fair catch? Romeo Dobbs was like,
The fish
and then he
revenge is
moved.
now following.
And Quentin Nelson is the other one I throw in there. Maverick put 10 on and said, you know it's late, but you've always say Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time because unlike others, Tony didn't have a Hall of Fame QB thrown to him. That is correct. And it was a ton of production. For a long time, he was my number one, but then Gronk's postseason success is ultimately what ended up having me elevate Gronk, and also the blocking ability as well. Because Tony and Kelsey were primarily receiving tight ends, which still, I take nothing away from them. Because I hate when people are, yeah, but they don't block. Like when people say that Kittle is better than Kelsey solely because Kittle also blocks as well. Do you see Kelsey's ability to produce from the receiving side is more than enough to carry his lack of, going in blocking. And he's not a terrible blocker. He's just average, run of the mill, not anything special. Guys like Gronk, guys like Kittle, they're exceptional at blocking. Just because somebody's exceptional at something and somebody's just average over here doesn't take away from their extraordinary, ability elsewhere where they actually really excel. And Maverick put another 5 on and said, can I imagine if Tony had a top 5 QB like Brady, Mahomes, Elway, Rivers, throwing him the football? Yeah, he would have had maybe a bit more production here. Josh Jacobs nowhere to go with the football. Oh shit, Jalen Ramsey got on some chains right now, brother, shining. There was a petition to have Metallica perform at this year's Super Bowl. Oh really? Interesting. Kuntz is the last name of all time. Wasn't that the Kuntz was a lineman for the Bears, was he not? All right, 2nd and 10, backed up inside their own 10-yard line. Jordan Love is going to throw. Here comes the pass rush. Jordan Love rolling towards his right, going to have to dump that off. Tucker Kraft-Mack into no, pardon me. That's Musgrave, I believe that is. Musgrave able to pick up 5 here. Come on now, time to unleash the hounds, as Mr. Burns once said. Time to unleash the hounds. We need the defense to go and make a play right now. We need to go make a play right now. 3rd and 5. Come on now. Unleash the hounds. Keanu Benton, get back there. TJ Watt, get back there. Cam Hayward, get back there. Highsmith, get back there. We're bringing 4. We could potentially bring 5. They got Patrick Queen standing up at the middle of the, right there on the line of scrimmage. Oh, shit, Pittsburgh's bringing too much. He's going to throw over the middle. No, he's launching it up. That's a duck. Oh, my God, you motherfucker. What are you looking at? Tucker Kraft mac and cheese on the run, taking it all the way inside Pittsburgh territory. The fuck is 20? Oh my God. And now you want to hold your fucking knee. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. The ball is right in front of you. The ball is right in front of you. You motherfucker. That's Deshaun Elliott. Look at Deshaun Elliott here on the fucking goddamn replay. Look at Deshaun Elliott right here on the replay, bro. Look at Deshaun Elliott. This man, the football's right in front of you. Love throws up a duck. This man has he throws his hands up like this because he don't want to pass interfere. Come on, bro. You right there. You guarding your man right there. You motherfucker. Bro, just put your hands where his hands is going. You want to go and give this man a hug, bro. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Absolutely fucking pathetic. Oh, shit. Yeah, he hyperextended his knee, though. He hyperextended the fuck out of his knee. Woo! Kraft did. I don't even think it was a situation in which it was a complete goddamn push to a degree. Yeah, he hyperextended the fuck out of his knee, or he fucked his knee up. He 100% fucked up his knee. Yeah, that was, oof. All that weight went right over there. That shit bent all the way. Yeah, that's a, that was bad. That was bad. But it's a third down. You have to get off the field. Third down, you have to get off the field. Motherfuckers, truly, every other team that is absolute ass on third down, absolute ass on third down, to the degree that the Pittsburgh Steelers have losing records. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the only motherfucking team who suddenly has a winning record. They're the only one. They're legitimately the only one. The past few, and I don't know the statistics of teams in the NFL that have given up more gasher plays than the Pittsburgh Steelers and have a winning record. I can almost guarantee there's probably teams that's given up more. Maybe Tennessee, maybe Cleveland, maybe New York, the Jets, that is, maybe even the Giants. But all of those teams, losing records. Pittsburgh's the one that gives up a gang of shit. Vegas is another team that gives up a shit ton of gasher plays. But Pittsburgh's the only one that actually has a winning fucking record. And all they do, not just this season, I'm talking about the past 5, 10 some years. Pittsburgh is a guarantee to give up fucking third downs and gasher plays. And this is why I've said time and time again, as it pertains to the Pittsburgh Steelers, why my frustration's there. Because albeit it's fucking professional football, the guys who are on the other sideline are professional football players too. It's not as if everybody just steps out onto that field and you should expect to win every single game. Or I should say you should prepare to win every single game. You shouldn't expect to win every single game, because how many teams in the history of the NFL have gone undefeated in the modern era? 2. Only one of them finished the job and got the Super Bowl, right? So in the midst of all of that, you can almost, guarantee there's going to be a situation in which you're going to go and lose games. But how do you lose those games? How is it that you continually have the same problem? It's one thing if it's like, I bet third downs come up, they need 5, they get 6. But the manner in how they get 6, it's straight up missed tackles left and right, and then bam, first down. Or maybe they get beyond the sticks just here and there, and then bam, they get a third down. Maybe they end up getting 1 yard short. They go for it on 4th or something like that. But Pittsburgh, it's always fucking gasher, completion, gasher, completion, gash, every single motherfucking time. It's incredibly frustrating. Yeah, his leg is absolutely fucked. And Pittsburgh has had a revolving door in the secondary. Jalen Ramsey has had some injuries. He hasn't missed any game. Oh, Jesus Christ. Josh Jacobs right now able to pick up some positive yardage. That's a gain of about 6 right here. It's been a revolving door. Elliott's been hurt, came back. Eccles missed some games, missed a game, I believe, came back. Joey Porter missed a game, came back. Darius Slay on a knee every single goddamn game. Golly. Vondez Scantling is doing a workout for Pittsburgh. I already said before, although I don't believe Mans is anywhere near what he was in his prime, if he could come in and produce to a degree, I wouldn't mind if they mess around and signed Odell. And I'm not expecting you to come in and be something super special. I don't need you to be a number 2. I just need you to be a number 3 who can get a little bit of separation to a degree and catch a damn, have some sure hands and catch the football.
Fishtoad 12 is now following.
Give me a possession receiver any day of the week. Give me a possession receiver any day of the week. I don't need all the spectacular catches. I don't need sign TO is crazy. I don't need no a 3rd and 2. We got to get a stop. We have to get a stop. Force a field goal here, please. Come on now. Come on now. Hand off Josh Jacobs. You got to get him down. There it is. Good tackle. Good tackle. Great job. Great job right there. Hell of a play. Is that Herbig? No, it's not. That's actually Peyton Wilson making the tackle. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Watch out for the fucking shovel pass. Actually, no, not even the shovel pass. They're going to run something shallow over here. You're probably going to have a play action and run something shallow here. You better watch for it. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Nobody jump off sides now. They can't hear me, so it really don't matter what the fuck I got to say. But y'all better be careful now. Y'all better be careful now. Patrick Queen, I'm looking at you. You better make a fucking play. Motherfucker been doing cardio all goddamn season long. There, yep, there it is. You knew there was going to be a fake handoff. And there it is, Tucker Kraft mac and cheese able to go and pick up the first down, and he kipped up in order to get up. That brother's an athlete. Don't trust the kicker? Yeah, they don't. But now we have to get a stop now because this is going to bring them inside of goal to go. The positive is it's a little bit of a distance. Yeah, Patrick Queen has made maybe truly on the season. He's had more negative plays than he's had positive plays. Because regular tackles here and there, I'm not going to go and give you some huge, W's for stuff like that because that's what you're just supposed to do. But when you go out there, you get some TFLs, you get some PBUs, you create, oh, wow, TJ Watt on the fucking rush. TJ Watt came in flying in there. Jordan Love tried to say, if he looked to the left just a little bit longer, look at TJ Watt untouched here on this rush. He was about to fuck up Jordan Love. He came flying in. If Jordan Love had looked to try to look towards his left, man, oh my Lord, that was going to be bad. That was about to be bad. Edgar said, off topic, what are my top 5 wrestling tag teams of all time? Bonus question, should the Hardys go into the WWE Hall sooner than later? Well, yes. I mean, they'll probably end up going in next year. There's a dump off. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, he's going to the end zone. That's a touchdown. He's going to the end zone. He's going to the end zone with the condom helmet. That's going to be a touchdown right there. Is that Williams? Yes, that is. That's a touchdown right there. Green Bay finally able to find the end zone. Savion Williams takes it the distance, activates his dreadlock plowers. 8 plays, 90 yards, 5 minutes on a drive that should have been fucking stopped inside the 10. Oh, my Lord. Nobody even motioned with him, bro. Nobody even motioned with him, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, offense needs to respond. Defense had did a decent job throughout the entirety of that first half. That fucking 3rd down, absolute gasher play completely opened up the damn game there for Green Bay to cut the deficit down to 2. Pittsburgh's got to answer, and we need a touchdown, not a field goal. We got to make this a 2-possession lead again. 3rd down. See what I got nothing against, because again, this is a professional football league, man. And the Packers are coming into this game. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. I'm not going to sit over here like they can't play football. I'm not going to be one of those foolish fans who every single time the opposing team scores, oh man, we should have shut everybody out. I'm not that person. But man, it's incredibly frustrating when you got a team fucking backed up inside or close to their own end zone on their own fucking 15, and you give them a 59-yard catch and run. 59 yards. We suck on 3 and out. We absolutely suck getting 3 and outs, bro. Fucking ludicrous. Call up Randall Cobb. He's past it. As for to answer your question regarding the tag teams, Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, Usos, New Day.
Then you sell it. By 14 grams.
Or I should actually say Hardys, Dudleys, New Day, Usos. I want to think about who had actual more longevity, because Edge and Christian really was 3 years.
Mickey _ trifecta is now following.
I want to say the Hart Foundation. Because I want some longevity here. Demolition as well. You know what? I think I'll say. He said WWE, so I can't count. Like if it was just period, I would have thrown the Midnight Express up in there, or even Rock and Roll. I'll throw Rock and Roll. They at least. Oh no, I'm bugging. Road Warriors. Sorry, Road Warriors. Road Warriors. Because yeah, LOD had came to WWE, so then they would count. Road Warriors. Fish Revenge in the building. Dudley's, Hardys, New Day, Usos, Road Warriors. All right, why is the chat trying to sign 40-plus play? I wish I knew. Here we go on the return. Terrible fucking return. Just protect the football. All right, Pittsburgh, got to get a score here. Need to get a score here. Need to get a score here.
Gotcha, bitch.
Maddox 1661 is now following.
All right. Got to see this offense go out there and make plays. Micah Parsons isn't on the field here. Handoff, Jalen Warren able to pick up about 3. And now Parsons coming onto the field most likely. He should be on the field every single fucking play. Oh, yeah. Pittsburgh is now down an offensive lineman here. Oh, he said top 10, top 5 all time. Oh, could have been from any promotion. Okay, so then I would probably throw in the midnight. There it is. DK Metcalf wide open. Makes a man miss. Protect that football. Takes it across the 50-yard line. Big first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, by the way, let me check on my underdog right now just to see where I'm at, because remember, my squad, we're playing for $900. I almost forgot that. Make sure you guys scan the QR code right here or click the link down in my description. Download the Underdog app. Use the promo code Adonis if you have not already. I am currently winning right now by 22 points for the chance to win $900 here against my opposition. My team, Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, and Calvin Austin. My opponent made the mistake of taking Josh Jacobs #1 overall, so that gave me the clearance to go and draft 2 quarterbacks. There's a dump off there. 2, Jalen Warren makes a man miss, protects the football, runs through another tackler to take a first down, and that's a big first down there for Pittsburgh. Now inside field goal range, but we need a touchdown. My opponent has DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, Josh Jacobs, and Romeo Doubs. He's only got 33 points right now. Meanwhile, I have 51 and climbing because I have both the quarterbacks. So as long as A-ARON continues to throw touchdowns and throw yardage through the air to anybody not named DK Metcalf or Jalen Warren, then I'm in a good spot. Jalen Warren, such a tough runner indeed. And I was concerned that he wouldn't be able to just solely carry the backfield alone without having somebody else to be a change of pace guy. Oh, Rodgers is going to try to run. Oh, did he put the ball on the ground? I think Rodgers may have fumbled. Rodgers may have fumbled. Referees trying to figure out who's got the football, and they're going to say it's Green Bay football here. Rodgers is arguing that he may have been down by contact. They're going to say it's Green Bay football. What was Rodgers thinking? He was trying to shovel it forward? Did the ball come out? Oh, he threw it to the ground. He threw it down at the ground. No, I think they might end up calling a fumble here. I think they're going to end up ruling that a fumble. Yeah, but Rodgers is down and has possession. Rodgers has possession. They just, this is going to come back. They're going to review this and most likely give it to the Pittsburgh Steelers, because even if they rule it a fumble on the field, he got the football back. No, because not Calvin Austin, Jalen Warren is right there. The person who's there, they're going to probably go and what the fuck is Broderick Jones doing? Was Broderick Jones fighting somebody? What happened? What just happened? Yeah, but they're gonna review this. They have to review this. They have to review this. Yeah, Rogers has it. Incomplete. Whoa! Incomplete. Well, I'm surprised they ended up calling it an incomplete pass after all. But what the hell happened during the goddamn replay? No, because he had possession of the football regardless. So even if they had ruled it a fumble, he got the ball back. They ripped it out of his hands after he was already down, but he had full possession of the football, and then they took it. This ain't high school where you don't have the benefit of all the different camera angles, because there's been a lot of times in which somebody could be in the pile, you have possession, somebody freaking twist your elbow or some shit like that, or they grab your balls. People did some weird stuff at the bottom of the pile in order to get your hands off the football, and then they'll take it away. And then the referee, obviously, because you don't have the benefit of replay, you just see who has the football underneath the pile, and then bam, you know, there it is there. But no, it's not intentional grounding, because you had not Calvin Austin, Jalen Warren was actually eligible there on the play. He just went over there to go and block, but he was an eligible receiver, so you could throw it to the ground right there. It wouldn't be intentional grounding. It wouldn't be intentional grounding. Oh my God, Calvin Austin tipping the damn football in the air nearly cost a damn interception. Green Bay able to get a stop, and now it's going to be a 3rd and long for Pittsburgh. Granted, they scored on a 3rd and 15 last week. Calvin, you got to catch this football, bro. It hits you right there in the hands. Oh my Lord, you can't be throwing no passes, or I should say tipping the ball in the air. You got to catch that and run, man. He had space. He had some space too, because he would have gotten by the first guy solely because he would have had a step on him. Both teams 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Y'all were wilding at the bottom of the pile. Oh yeah, I told the story once when I was in high school. When I recovered a fumble, I just, cause my jersey had came untucked, I just put the football underneath the jersey. I just put I hit the ground, and then the ball was like right here. Just put the fucking football under the jersey. Now, albeit the jersey is tight as hell on the pads, but remember, the pads stop right here. It stops right here. So this portion of the jersey, you could just, so once I got on the ground, put that shit underneath the shirt. So it really don't matter what the fuck y'all doing. It's underneath my shirt. So although you could reach at the football all day, unless you was able to rip the damn jersey open, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Unknown Adonis in the building. What's going on? All right, here we go. 3rd and long, 5:43 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is a very long 3rd quarter. Won't that hurt your abdomen with people piling on you? It depends on what position you happen to find yourself in, because if you're like a cradle kind of position, or what do they call that? Is it baby position? I forget what they call it, but usually it's like, oh, you land on the football and then you turn. If you laying on your damn stomach, then it's like you got bodies. But if you lay in a damn cradle or some shit like that, maybe you can at least protect it. Oh, Rogers was trying to find Metcalf. Pass sailed incomplete. They're going to have to kick a field goal here.
Talon_Revo 2020 is now following.
Fetal position. That's what it is. Fetal position. Golly, Valentine, who had stopped DK Metcalf from scoring the touchdown last time in the first half, makes a play here. Rogers tried to go back. Oh, yeah, right. He just wasn't even in position. Rogers threw it way too soon here. Boswell, yet another lengthy field goal, 56 yards. Got it. Down the middle again. This man does not miss at home. It takes extraterrestrial activity in order to get Chris Boswell to miss. 1 field goal was blocked. 1 field goal he slipped. Outside of that, every single other one was absolute money. Boswell continues to absolutely cook. Field goal is good. Now it's just on the defense to get a consecutive stop. Thus far in this game, Pittsburgh's been able to get a few stops. 3rd downs, Green Bay at one point was 0 of 5. They're now 1 of 6. We need a stop, Pittsburgh. We need a stop. Boswell's incredibly consistent. Yeah, after that nightmare of a 2018 season, he's completely bounced back. And I'm glad that I'm glad that Mike Tomlin stuck with him because I've said this before. All it takes a kicker is one bad year, bro. It doesn't matter how good you are. You have one bad year, a lot of motherfucking teams don't stick with you. They immediately on some, yo, let's go a different direction. Boswell, an absolute fucking beast this year. Probably the only other kicker that's kicked better than him this season has probably just been Nick Folk, if you take into account just sheer distance. But then again, Brandon Aubrey be booting the fucking football from hella distances as well. But in my opinion, Nick Folk is probably the only other kicker who had a better season than Boswell thus far in 2025. Fish Dode in the building said, thanks, bro. I appreciate you for tuning into the stream. How long has he been in the league? He's need to be getting up there. He came to Pittsburgh in 2015. I believe Sean Sweezum got hurt. 2015 or 2016, but he's been with the Pittsburgh since. He's the last of the killer bees. Boz did hit from 60 yards this season. Who am I shocked that's still a free agent this year? Who am I shocked that's still a free agent this year? I mean, Amari Cooper retired. I was shocked that Nick Chubb was available as long as he was until fucking Houston went and signed him. And now he's starting over there. I 100% believe that Pittsburgh should have picked up Nick Chubb. But it looks like they didn't want to have, two running back by committee. But still, that's kind of what they're doing with Kenneth Gainwell. Although, it's primarily, what's his face team? It's primarily Jalen Warren's team. So, guys who are available, free agents that's still available. Zadarius retired. There's a pass rusher that's not signed. Oh, there we go. Savion Williams going nowhere. Oh, no flag for her face mask. Please, no flag for face mask. No flag. No flag. Yeah, no, but Asante Samuel Jr. was dealing with with an injury. In fact, I believe he might have missed all of last year. Asante Samuel Jr. is a free agent, and I'm surprised he hasn't been signed, but he's dealing with an injury. So folks don't know if he's gonna be able to, I guess, continue to play football because he does have a very serious injury. So we'll see how things play out with him. Justin Simmons is still available? I thought he was on a football team. Justin Simmons isn't signed? Wow. All right, Jordan Love under duress, got to get rid of the football, able to find the man, and of course he's breaking tackles. Of course he's breaking tackles. Wilson able to catch and run to pick up a first down under duress. Pittsburgh got to get a stop here. Come on, man. Yeah, Justin Simmons is still available. I'll be damned. He's 31 now? Yeah, he's 31 now. Well, how would he be 30? Oh, he's turning 32 next month. Yeah, that might be all she wrote for son. That might be all she wrote for son. All right, here we go. There's another handoff right there. Steelers able to go get a tackle, but unfortunately, it's after positive yardage yet again. Will Levis out for the season with a surgery? Is he starting somewhere next season? 100% not at all. Yeah, Deshaun Elliott going to the locker room right now. He had to get carted off of the field after that injury to the ankle. Oh, not the ankle, to the knee, sorry. He's out for the remainder of the game. Yeah, Hop Tua was balling. Hey, Pittsburgh might have to give Son a call. We don't mind veterans. All right. Straight out the backfield. There comes Heath. That's a catch. And a first down. Somebody on Pittsburgh's defense got to make a play, bro. Pittsburgh's defense got to make a play because at this point, you got no sacks. I don't even think we got a hit on a quarterback. We got, 4 quarterback hits? I can't remember the last time I saw Jordan Love body. Actually, it was when TJ Watt hit him. But that was the last time I saw Jordan Love body hit the ground. His whole jersey way too white. Son got to get a little dirty. Son got to get a little dirty. We gotta bring some form of pressure or something, because they're just a touchdown away from taking the lead here. There's the handoff, positive yardage yet again, and now they're inside Steeler territory. And as far as I'm concerned, for the Packers, this is 4-down territory. You know how once they get on your side of the field, they don't trust Brandon McManus here because he's missed 2 field goals, one from 50 plus, and then the other one from just 44 yards out. As far as they're concerned, they're going 4-down territory. If it's anywhere inside 3 yards, they're gonna go for it. So defense has got to make a play here. The Packers scored on the last drive. Need the Steelers defense to be able to make a stop. Come on, TJ. Come on, TJ. I thought Golden was inactive for this game. I guess not. Golden with the catch. That's a first down again. Where are the turnovers for Pittsburgh? Shit, not here. Because the last 2 games, they haven't mustered up a single turnover. And they're still struggling to get that done. Two minutes left to go here in the third quarter. They got Musgraves moving on the move. Here, there's a dump off coming out the backfield. Josh Jacobs, can he make a man miss? No, he can't. Good tackle right there from Jalen Ramsey. That's a hell of a play. That's a hell of a play by Jalen Ramsey right there. Come on now. Come on now. Somebody on defense got to make a fucking game-splashing play here. Got to make a splash play here. Where's Renegade? They wait till the fourth quarter to play that shit for some reason. During the late 2000s, early 2010s, you would hear it in the third quarter sometimes. It doesn't have the same kind of mystique because they just wait until the fucking kickoff to play it. Or coming out of a timeout. Oh, TJ Watt with a magnificent tackle right there to take down Josh Jacobs, gain of no yardage. Hell of a tackle, and now it's third down. We need a play. That's a grown man tackle right there. That's a grown man tackle right there. All right, 3rd and 7. Come on now. We need a fucking play. We need a fucking play right now. Got to make a stop because they're not in field goal range and the down and distance is further back to where they wouldn't go for it on a 4th and 7. They'd most likely end up punting it to try to pin you inside your own 10-yard line. Got to get a stop. Jordan Love is going to be able to run. No, he's not. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Oh, my God, you motherfucker. You're right there. You've got to be kidding me. It went right over Thornhill's head, and Christian Watson makes the catch. There's laundry on the field. They stop moving. Why are they going back? Oh, is it on offense? No, they're pointing towards the defense. This is on the defense. This on the defense. You motherfuckers, bro. It went right over Thornhill's fucking head. You got to be kidding me. Defensive holding on the how the fuck? Of course, it's on Joey Porter. But how does Thornhill not make a play on this, bro? How does Thornhill not make a play on the football? It went right over your head. How can you misjudge this football, bro? He looked like the old safety for the Denver Broncos. What was his name? Who was it? Raheem? It was Raheem something? You got to be kidding me. Thornhill's right there. Why would you stop and... You're a fucking retard. This man stopped so he could try to test his vertical leap. All you had to do was keep running backwards like you was already running. He could have intercepted the ball. It wouldn't have counted. But you could have at least batted it down so it could have been a reset of the down or automatic first down because it was defensive holding. But my God, bro, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, bro. This man literally running backwards. He's running backwards and then stops to do this shit and jump up. Why? Just keep running where you was running, bro. You gotta be a dumbass. Raheem Moore, you gotta be a special kind of dumbass, bro. You literally running in the appropriate direction. You stop to test your vertical leap. Are you dumb? Are you literally dumb? Is the man retarded? What are we doing, son? What are we doing? All you got, like you misjudged the football completely. Just keep running where you going, fam. Why? You just stopped to... Let me press triangle right now. Come on, man. Golly. Every single time. You got a chance to make a play on the football, albeit there's a defensive holding call, but your dumb ass could have at least prevented it from being yet another splash play, and yet here we are. Ludicrous. Just keep running backwards, man. Golly. Now it's on the defense to at least try. Well, you're not going to hold them to 3 here. It's 4-down territory. I told you guys this already. And now they got a goal-to-go situation. You can almost guarantee they fixing to go for it on all 4 downs. You got to keep them out the end zone and hope you can get a goal line stand. You gotta try to get yourself a goal line stand over here because you know they're going to go for it. You know they're going to go for it. There will not be a scenario in which they're not going to go on all 4 downs. Joey Porter Jr. was also a dumbass. He was facing the ball instead of just stopping, waiting behind the receiver. He could have tried to cut into it more. Yeah, Mans is not attacking the football whatsoever. No defender has more defensive penalties on them in the last 2 years than Joey Porter Jr. This man is a master of drawing a flag. Of course, I don't mind the physical play, but my God, how many times are you going to pick up a motherfucking penalty, fam? Duncan Marine put 2 on and said, ha, 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 in drunk, go, Pack, go. What up, everybody? Indeed, it's time for the 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at the final period of this game. The final 15 to determine who wins their first 5th game of this season. The Green Bay Packers led 7-3 in the first quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers had responded and took the lead, and now the Packers find the end zone to go in front on the road in a game in which A-ARON Rodgers plays against his former squad for the first time, attempting to become the 5th quarterback to win a game against every single franchise in the NFL. Now that we're in the 4th, will Green Bay take the dead Namekian to the funeral home and put the nail in the coffin, or will it be the Pittsburgh Steelers who take their receipt to the sperm bank and get their comeback on yet another game in the 4th quarter that requires heroics and high-end talent, to quote the words of Urinating Tree, to win this game? Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to the 4th quarter. Oh, Lord. It is the 4th quarter. It is the final 15. And, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers kick off the 4th quarter, allowing a touchdown. Just when you need the defense to go and make a play, they will not make a play. And here you have Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers taking advantage and finding the end zone. When you need the defense to make a stop, they simply cannot. Albeit, the Packers are a very exceptional football team. They can go out there and play very good football, but you need a stop from your defense, and the defense that's the highest paid team in the NFL cannot make a stop. And guess what? 2 for your mistakes, pussy. Big Uso in the building for 5 on. Say, hey, who's I see Tua today. He woke up with pink eye and threw for 4 TDs and no INTs. Also, send you Samoan rugby jersey if that's cool. You'll inbox me. All right, sounds good. Matter of fact, send me an email, chiseledAdonis@gmail.com. Send me an email. It might be easier because I get like 150 DMs every single day. Joel Patua said apparently Super Bowls by a lifetime. Tomlin sucks. Well, nonetheless, has TJ Watt done anything today? No. Well, I mean, he had a couple of tackles, so there's that. All right, Rodgers coming back onto the field here. Rodgers coming back onto the field here. Let's see how things play out. E1X GOAT said the Steelers are trash. The Steelers are trash. The Steelers are trash. The Steelers are trash. Jordan Love owns you frauds. Aaron Rodgers is a bum. The Packers own him. The Ravens and Bengals will finish higher than the Steelers. Okay. All right, here we go. Following drive, here come the Pittsburgh Steelers. A-ARON under duress, and he's going down. Micah Parsons now gets his first sack on the day, his 6.5 on the season. And the tie on the top of the leaderboards of the sacks for the Green Bay Packers is there once again. Gary got his earlier. Parsons gets his now. And A-ARON goes to the ground. Marco put 2 on it, said Thornhill, like what if the village is retarded, right? Yep. Indeed. Unfortunately, that's the case. Just jump early for no doggone reason. Hell of a rush there from Micah Parsons. He's excelled tremendously running inside, but right now he went to the outside. He was able to go and beat Broderick Jones. That's the second sack for the Green Bay Packers, and that backs Pittsburgh up to now second and 10. It should be further than that. Oh, shit, you better protect the football. Rodgers got to throw the football, and it's into the ground on 2nd and 20 here, and now it's a 3rd and 20. They're most likely going to mess around, just dump this off, and then get their asses off the field here. Look at the freaking rush right. See, they're going to unleash the hounds. They just unleashing the hounds. Broderick Jones struggling right now. He couldn't take Parsons to the ground. Just look how relentless Parsons is here on his pursuit of Aaron Rodgers. All right, 3rd and 20. Rodgers standing all alone. No additional protection. Dump off to Jonnu Smith. Can't make anybody miss. Just protect the football. And that's going to be enough for a 3 and out. Oh, what are you guys doing? This man, who just went in there to go push somebody? Come on now. Don't get no additional penalties for no reason. And Pittsburgh's going to go 3 and out when they needed to go and respond. And now, once again, it's on that sacrilegious defense to step back onto the field and unfortunately fail to go and make them all fucking plays here. Jonnu Smith didn't even try to get that, though he could have. Nah. There was nothing that he could have did over there, because what are you going to try to do, make a bunch of people miss? This man's not Barry Sanders. All right, he's going to give Romeo Doubs a chance to get a good return here. He's going to go down at the 40-yard line, and then Jordan Love comes out here. Wait, what the hell? What's going on? What happened? Wait, there's laundry on the field again. I saw what the hell? A couple of officials done hit the ground. What the fuck's going on, bro? We got a brouhaha happening out here. That's the second time in which we've seen a skirmish appear to break out between both these teams. What is going on, bro? What are these motherfuckers doing? All right, Ben Skoranek trying to see if he can make a play here. He can't. It's going to be double. They take him to the ground. Oh, Nick Herbig done went and laid somebody out. That's a 15-yard penalty right there. Nick Herbig went down there to go lay. Oh, yeah, and he stood over him. He stood over him like a fucking dumbass. That's going to start Green Bay inside of Pittsburgh territory. Amazing, ain't it? Amazing, ain't it? Now they want to come out here and absolutely unravel. You had the lead since, where was that, in the second quarter? They took the lead with approximately 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. They lost the lead at the start of the fourth. And now you need your defense to make a play.
I've been subbed to your YouTube for years now. I wore your Hold My Nuggets hoodie to my first ever time performing stand-up back in December of 2024. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Well, how cool is that? I appreciate that. You know, wore the hoodie for the first time you were doing stand-up. That's love, family. Much love. Shout out to Gassy in elevators. And best of luck on the stand-up. If that's what you're, going to pursue as a career there, wish you the best of luck. Yeah, it's always bend, don't break, but now they doing a whole lot more than just bending. They're doing a whole lot more than just bending. Because now Green Bay is going to start this drive at the 45-yard line. All they need is 15 yards. And I actually should say all they need is 20 yards. So 2 first downs and they're in field goal range. 2 first down and they're in field goal range. And you know what's disappointing is? Here's where the problem lies. Because Pittsburgh's defense, post the Dick LeBeau era, has always been bend, don't break. Their high points have been splash plays in turnovers and sacking the quarterback. In games where you don't have a sack and you don't have a takeaway, it looks egregious because they take advantage. And the other issue that happens is at opportune times when you need to make plays, they don't. They don't. Because think about it. It's like, all right, you have a bit of momentum. Green Bay goes down and they score a touchdown. Now you're only leading by 2. You go out on the field. You don't get the offsides call to try to get a retry on the 3rd down. You have to go. You go 3 and out. Defense comes back onto the field. You got to go and make a stop. You don't. Or the touchdown followed by a field goal. You got to make a stop. You don't. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was another 3rd down conversion on this one too, because it was a 59-yard conversion on 3rd down. This one was any 3rd down conversion? Yeah, that was. There was a 3rd and 7, and what was that? Another splash play. Yeah, on another 3rd down. 2 times, back-to-back drives, big 3rd down splash plays. They played Renegade during a commercial. It's so predictable. It's so predictable, but you need the defense to make a play. If there was ever a time in which a Renegade play had to happen, see, it just don't have the same muster no more. And there's the carry to take it down to the 30. 5 more yards, and they're in field goal range, albeit we saw McManus miss a field goal from 44. But as far as I'm concerned, at this point, they're all the way juiced up. They're all the way juiced up. And now Wilson on a 15-yard carry, moving the chains here. That's 40 yards of, 42 yards of rushing the football here in the second half. They had 19 yards rushing the football in the first half. Pittsburgh's run defense was there. They've given up 40 yards through a quarter and a quarter. There's a dump off right there to Wilson coming out the backfield. You got to make tackles, bro. Too many times folks are slipping off of people. Vagabond said, curious, 76 Steelers, 85 Bears, 2000 Ravens. Who do I prefer and why? The 85 Bears. 2000s Ravens were absolute fucking beasts. Of course, they had a shit ton of shutouts and shit because, of course, the Steelers, the only reason why I wouldn't have them there is because they didn't win the championship. Had they had won the championship in 76 and then they had the three-peat there, they're the greatest defense of all time. And truly, it would be very close, but they would have been the greatest defense of all time, but they didn't win the championship. I prefer the 85 Bears defense slightly over the 2000 Ravens, because I think they generated more sacks, of course, and then but they had a better offense. They had a better offense than the Ravens did. So varies, but I think the 2000 Ravens had 2 Hall of Famers with Woodson and Lewis. 85 Bears had a bit more with Hampton, Dent, Singletary, Mongo McMichael was also a beast as well. I don't know if he made the Hall. Did he make the Hall? If he did, but you had a bit more. You had a bit more guys who messed around and went to the Hall. But overall, there was both like fucking sensational fucking seasons. It was crazy. And now you got a man down here for the Green Bay Packers. Tom coming off the field right now, limping. It might have just been a situation where somebody just stepped on his foot. Is Belichick getting cut after this college season? No, I think it's going to be 2 years, not 1 year. Mongo went in. Well, there it is. Gassy said, you've been doing it for almost a year now. Just performed as Ryu from Street Fighter last night. Comedy costume contest. That's what's up, man. Keep it going, family. Keep it going. All right, here we go. 3rd and 4. You need to get a stop. Are you going to get it? No, you're not. Tucker Kraft mac and cheese right down the middle, and he's going to go to distance to the end zone. That's a touchdown for Green Bay. That's a touchdown for Green Bay. They can't stop this man. They can't stop this man. Tucker Kraft mac and cheese goes to the end zone. Way too easy. National Tight Ends Day, his 2nd touchdown on this drive, and Green Bay extends their lead and makes it a 2-possession lead. They have outscored Pittsburgh now heavily in this second half. That's now 20 points in the second half to 3. They can't guard Tucker Kraft mac and cheese. And what did I just say briefly prior? When it comes to opportune times, when you need the defense to make a play, they can't make a play. So I tell you, like, hey, man, football is 60 minutes. Did you see me get over here overly excited when they had the lead or anything like that? No, football is 60 minutes. You make it to the 4th quarter is when you need your defense to go and make plays, and they simply cannot. They're getting walked down and taken advantage of, and Tucker Kraft now 7 catches, 143 yards. Last week you had 257 yards combined between T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Now here tonight you got Tucker Kraft mac and cheese, 7 catches, 143 yards and 2 TDs. Can't guard a single soul out there. Everybody else, to a degree, been taken care of with the exception of splash plays. You had a 24-yard reception by Romeo Doubs. Outside of that, he did a whole lot of nothing. You had a 33-yard catch from Christian Watson. Outside of that, he did a whole lot of nothing. Tucker Kraft mac and cheese had a 59-yard catch. He's had a 20-something plus yard catch. He's had a 30-something yard catch. Your dumbasses, y'all getting beat on splash plays left and right. That's all it is. Badly executed blitz that they do every single week. They just, when it comes time for the defense to go and make a play, they absolutely get cooked. Because yeah, that was Chuck Clark who got cooked. That was Chuck Clark who got cooked. And now what? Guess what has to happen? You got to bet on the offense to go out there and make, and there's no doubt in my mind, Rodgers is probably going to put together a drive where you go and score, but then the defense has to get a stop. The defense has to get a stop. Pablo said Renegade doesn't do anything for the defense. It hypes up the other team. Time to change the music. 110%. Because everybody knows it's not a situation in which you catch somebody off guard. Renegade ain't what it used to be. How many times have they played Renegade and Pittsburgh has made a play in like the last fucking 3 years? It hasn't happened. Ben is gone. The last of Cowher Steelers is no longer here. Change the song. And moreover, whoever's in control of playing the music at opportune times is terrible. Terrible. And now you trail by 10. Now you trail by 10. Do I think Tucker Kraft is top 10, top 5 tight end this season? Oh, 100%. He's been cooking all year. He's been cooking all year. I think Trey McBride might be the best tight end in the league. Because he's been balling. Brock Bowers is taking somewhat of a step backward to a degree. Last year, he played sensational. Last year, Kelsey, of course, is always going to be Kelsey. George Kittle isn't producing on a receiving, and he's blocking out of his mind, but he's playing all right. Sam Laporta-Potty is here and there. Tyler Warren is cooking all season. So we'll just have to wait for things to go and produce. But if you were to ask me regarding Tucker Kraft mac and cheese, 110%, he is balling. Oh, Jake Ferguson's another guy who's having a very good season as well. All right. 10:51 left to go here in this game, and Rodgers has to pull yardage out of his ass once again. The Pittsburgh Steelers in the first half had 178 total yards. In the second half, 38. 38. 5 Point in the building said, better get moving Steelers, man. I surely hope so. But we already know how this goes. They're going to put all of the pressure on the offense to have to go out there and make plays. And I can put trust in the Steelers offense from time to time, especially because it's Aaron Rodgers. He's going to go out there and put together a drive, whether it be now or maybe on the next drive. He's going to put something together. It's on the defense to have to go and make a stop. My concern is, this is how I felt when Roethlisberger was still in Pittsburgh. I would sit there with the killer bees. I'm like, hey, man, I just need the defense to make a play. I just need the defense to go and make a play. But right now, you're trailing by 10. The offense has struggled for the most part. Somebody's got to wake up. He just gave a signal to Jaylen Warren. He gave a signal to Jaylen Warren. They're going to toss it in that direction. Jaylen Warren is able to go and break a tackle and then get enough to get the first down here. I don't know if y'all saw that. He did a hand signal right behind his back to give a signal over there to Jaylen Warren. How the fuck didn't they give him the first down? Did he step out of bounds? Maybe he stepped out of bounds. Wait, what the fuck? A flag just came out afterwards. If that's on Broderick Jones, I'm going to lose it. Maddox said, watching this Steelers defense feels like you're watching the Colts defense under Gus Bradley. Oh, that's terrible. What happened after the fact? Did he put his hand inside of his face mask? Oh, he grabbed his fucking face mask. Of course he did. Thank you very much, DK Metcalf. Oh, Lord. One half of the Crash Out Twins. Oh, I shouldn't even say Crash Out Twins anymore because, you know, George Pickens ain't on this football team anymore. DK Metcalf done put his damn finger inside somebody's damn helmet, and now that's a 15-yard penalty. You couldn't wait to do that on first down? Goddamn nincompoop, man. We just find ways to beat ourselves. Went from what would have been a 3rd and 2 to now a 3rd and 17. Amazing. Amazing. Undisciplined than a motherfucker. Undisciplined like a motherfucker. Listen to the crowd. You hear the Go Pack Go? You hear the Go Pack Go? On a squad that travels better than any team in the NFL, you playing at home and you got motherfuckers saying Go Pack Go on your side of the field. Down goes Rodgers on a sack. And there it is, takes down Rodgers on the sack, and he's saying 6-7. How many different sacks does he have on the season? That's 6-7 times that they done touched Rodgers today on what quarterback hit is that right now for them? That's quarterback hit number 5 right now for the Green Bay Packers. Down goes Rodgers, and Pittsburgh is going to go 3 and out. You would have had a 3rd and 2, but DK Metcalf, incredibly undisciplined, decides to put his finger inside somebody's face mask, and that's a 3 and out. And now it's on the defense to have to go and give it 3 and out. Can he get a tackle? No, he can't. Can he get a tackle? Yes, he can. And they're going to have this football. Where are they going to be spotted at? About midfield. About midfield. And now the pressure is to either hold them to a field goal or try to get a stop and force a punt. $1 for 5 on said Pittsburgh Steelers, the heroes of Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't won in Pittsburgh since what, 1970? Oh, amazing, huh? DK got spat on. What are the refs doing? They couldn't see the spit, but they certainly saw the hand go inside of the face mask. They certainly saw the hand go inside the face mask. You trailing by 10 years. And you are 10 years. You trailing by 10 points. You can't make those mistakes. Looking at the schedule, we fall into the winning season. Remember what I said in my my season prediction? I said Pittsburgh would come out hot. You're probably in the first 10 weeks because if you look at the schedule, you got Indianapolis, the best team in the NFL next week. The Chargers following that, Cincinnati, then you're going to play them at home. Chicago, then Buffalo, Baltimore, most likely Lamar will be back there. Then Miami, Detroit, Cleveland, and Baltimore to close out the season. You're sitting here at 4 wins. You should have won last week against Cincinnati, but you can't win against divisional opponents on Thursday night on the road. Seattle game, of course, Seattle's they're playing very good football. I think if Johnson never let the ball bounce over his head and go into the end zone, maybe it could have been somewhat of a different game, but albeit I'll take that one, right? Now you're in a situation in a game that's going down to the wire. You don't win here and you fall down to 4-3. You're in an incredibly tough spot. Indianapolis is firing on all cylinders, albeit you're playing at home, but they're firing on all cylinders. You take a loss there and drop to 4-4. Guess what? Cincinnati's right there. Baltimore is going to be climbing back up if they can, of course, because they was able to go and get a W, but then Lamar is going to come back. We'll see how things mess around and play out. Raquan Smith is back on the field now. So you can't muster up wins. You play against the Chargers, you drop 3 in a row, then what? Then what? It's a wrap. And Pittsburgh's good for losing 3 games in a row the past few years. I'm not sure. The thing that I've always said is if you're going to lose games, I'd rather I'd rather get dominated and completely lose than go out there and lose games that are winnable. But here we are. Can't stop. Yeah, it's one guy going off back-to-back weeks. Duncan Marine put 2 on it, said you love, but belt to ass in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
We put BTA all day. Belt to ass all day.
9 minutes left to play in this game. Steelers defense got to get a stop. Jordan Love is going to try a shot down the field, and he's got Christian Watson wide open. Wide open. Guys ain't even playing defense. Oh, of course it's Patrick Queen who's down there. Of course it's Patrick Queen who's down there. Hey, y'all might as well start heading for the exits, man. Y'all might as well start heading for the exits, man. This offense for the Green Bay Packers have only turned the football over 3 times. Pittsburgh hasn't even been close to forcing a turnover. Might as well start heading for the exits, man. If you can't force if you can't force a field goal here, that's all she wrote. You got to hope you can force a turnover. You got to hope you can force a turnover. Probably Urban Meyer in the NFL. Yeah, we're paying millions upon millions of dollars to this defense, and they can't make a play when you need them to make a play.
_Lux
It's
is now
absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Black Nerd said you should have never used the R word. Oh, you mean retarded? You mean I should have never used the word retarded? You mean the word retarded that I just said? I should have never said the word retarded? Oh, so you're one of the people who believe if somebody, you're superstitious. So if I sit on this side of the couch and they won last week, I should sit on this side of the couch again because I'm so important to where it influences what happens on the field. They're losing on the field because I said the word retarded? Man, that sucks. I'm going to keep saying so they should lose more if I say the word retarded. Okay, I'll keep saying the word retarded. What are we doing here? Yo, we were playing football out there. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Who's that YouTuber? Chiseled Adonis said the word retarded? Oh, man, yo, let's start losing the game now. The football gods are tuning in. He said the word retarded. There's Romeo Dobbs. That's a first down inside the 15-yard line. And it's yet another first down. Yet another first down. Petty Crow said no need to bitch because your team is losing. No, I think that's I think he said Houday, so I guess he's a Bengals fan. You know, there's folks who think I like lose brains. You got to understand. It's like I do my video, I move on with the remainder of my life. I'm not one of them folks who do, oh, man, I hate life. I can't live my life anymore. Y'all going to see me live tomorrow. People can troll. It doesn't really affect me. I don't lose my mind. Like, oh, man, they lose. Damn. Put them on the L train. It must have been hard to build them on the L train. Not really. I mean, I do this. I've been doing it for 8 years. Has Pittsburgh won the Super Bowl since I started making content? No. So I put them on the L train. I put them in the Death Note for 8 years straight. It's not that difficult to go ahead and do it. It must be very difficult to be able to make the video. It's not. It's literally not. It has no bearings on my life. If they win, if they lose, damn. Life goes on. He's coping. People who've been watching for years, you kind of know how this goes. It's always the people who want to, like you so desperately want it to mean so much where I struggle to sleep at night. Not the case. All right, under 6 minutes left to go here. They're already in field goal range. Jordan Love throws it straight into the ground. Third down coming right now. Pittsburgh on third down. You think they're going to get a stop? I don't think so. Open outdoors for 5-1. Say, who's my prediction for this year's Super Bowl? Now that we're 8 weeks in and the field is starting to take shape for each division. Still, it's way too early. Still, it's way too early. Camera G just subscribed. I appreciate you. Camera G just subscribed. I appreciate you. Let me go check on my underdog. At least I could leave here $900 richer. Let's see where we're at. Tucker Kraft mac and cheese scoring again must have definitely put me way ahead of my opposition. Woohoo! I'm up by 30. I'm up by 30. They just going to throw the football away to go and get themselves a field goal. Hopefully Pittsburgh can get a block. But here I am leading right now. Joel put 20 on it, said 20 straight completions and over 200 yards. after the catch. Yep, that's insane, isn't it? Look at that. $900. I'm up right now. About to win. Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese gave me 33. Jordan Love gave me 28. A-ARON only 9. And then ultimately, my opponent has a lowly 46 points. So I am about to be $900 richer. So at least I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving here with something. Crash out on the post-game video. Oh, yeah, best believe the post-game is going to have some. At least there's that. Stay tuned for the post-game commentary. Hopefully this game can get wrapped up so I can go to sleep before midnight. That'd be nice. You don't think people who say that stuff actually play the single sport in their life? Well, yeah, it always varies. No, because here's the thing. Like, there's folks who, because I'm not going to deny the frustration that fans can have because you're a fan of the team. But then there's qualified criticism, and then there's just foolish criticism. So the thing is, you have people who's like, oh man, fire everybody. We lost the game. We should cut this person. Okay, cool. Let's say you do all of that. What's the alternative? Oh, so we could go and draft this player. All right, great. You draft that player. Then what? You expect immediate success? Well, no, because it takes time for that to usually happen more often than not, because it's very seldom in the history of the NFL do you have people just come in and immediate success. Oh, well, I know this player. Okay, great. How many people get drafted every single year? Great. Of that number of people who get drafted, how many folks immediately step in and turn franchises around? Oh, well, no, because you're naming off the actual exceptions to the rule, because most draft picks don't work out. So you're banking on a possibility that somebody can come in and turn things around. And furthermore, you got to take into account, not everybody's always going to have a great game, right? My thing is looking at what have you seen consistently from the football team? If there's something that's isolated, like crazy thing happens where, all right, blown coverage, or perhaps like a miracle fucking play where it's better offense, it's good defense, better offense, or good offense, better defense kind of play where it's like, man, there's nothing you could do about that, then all right, you let that shit ride. But if it's a consistent week after week, same problem persists, hey, motherfuckers gotta have to say something. Somebody gonna have to say something. Hey man, listen, y'all better fix this shit. Because how is it that this continues to transpire? And again, in this game, splash play after splash play after splash play happens for the Green Bay Packers. Deuce Falco put 50 on it, said needed the Steelers to win this one. You're disappointed Rams fan. On to the next. Tank the Sun put 5 on, said Cowboys defense versus Steelers defense. You think we're worse? We look pathetic, undisciplined, and overall uninspired. I would say, are the Cowboys defense definitely, kind of washed? 110%. Here's the problem with the Steeler defense. They're the highest paid defense in the NFL, and they're washed. They're the highest defense in the NFL, and they're washed. Rodgers able to dump the foot. Nope, couldn't even catch it. Was that Pat Fryer move? Yes, it was. All right. Oh, he put the ball on the ground. That's a fumble. Green Bay got it. That's a fumble. Kenneth Gainwell put the ball on the ground. Hey, that's all she wrote right there. Green Bay got it. Kenneth Gainwell put the ball on the ground. Calvin Austin couldn't get his hands on it. And that's a fumble right there from the Pittsburgh Steelers. First turnover of the game comes when you absolutely need to protect it. and Pittsburgh puts the ball on the ground and it's taken away by the Green Bay Packers. Hell of a play by Green Bay. Pack them boys up. Sunny days. Belt to ass.
We put BTA all day. Belt to ass all day.
Pittsburgh is looking like what? Ass. Ass. We out there looking straight.
Ass.
I said Pittsburgh looks what?
Ass.
Offense, defense, special teams.
Ass.
Everybody straight up.
Ass.
And watch, they're going to give up an easy. That's beautiful run right there. Beautiful run right there. Gain of 11. Nobody able to go out there. No burst, no spark, no passion. Where's the Chelsea fan? Where's the Chelsea fan? That's about to be 2 in a row. That's about to be 2 in a row. Just when you needed an absolute score, you're not going to get it. Sargent put 10 on the highest paid defense. For what? You don't even know why. You had the slightest bit of hope in this team. There's no passion, no vision, no aggression. Put this piss-ass team on the L train already. Unbelievable. Ain't that crazy? It's the same thing. Hey, I could look at Pittsburgh's defense and say,
Man, oh my God, this is what's wrong with today. The young ladies today, they're not learning from mom how to cook. We're losing recipes.
we're losing recipes because the defense ain't been the same since Dick LeBeau since left. It's been ass ever since, and it doesn't look as if it's going to change. Nathan, but 5 said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let the church say, you done messed up, A-ARON. Jay Prezi in the building. What's going on? I appreciate you. Where is the you have no passion? Did I lose it? I'm in against you too. I can't find this joint. Where is this joint? Pain.
14 grams.
Well, there's this.
You know what? I'll tell you this. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. You washed.
Because you know what the Steelers had the Packers do to them? I said, what did the Steelers do to them? Or I should say, what the Packers did to them. $1 put 2 on it. Said, highest paid disappointment. Ain't that the truth? Angie put 2 on it. Said, Ravens won today and by the win in Miami this week. And guess what? They right back in the fray. Albeit Miami was able to go and shock Atlanta earlier today. But all it takes is, and remember, and I said this before, and I believe Stephen A might have said it on First Take as well. It was Pittsburgh's division to lose, and all you needed to do was widen the gap. And guess what you did? You left everybody alive. Because guess what? You lose here tonight. Now you're 4-3. You lost 2 in a row. Albeit the only positive is one of it happened to be against the AFC, right? Cincy is 2 games behind you. Baltimore, you haven't seen them yet, but they're 3 games behind. Or pardon me, 2 games behind. Jordan Love, 3rd and 3. You need to get a stop. Throws it into the ground here. No flag. They're going to kick another field goal and make this a 3-possession game. You got to hope you could get a block here on the field goal. You got to hope you could get a block here on the field goal. Nathan Batuan said at this point, Mike Tomlin's just hanging around. Indeed. He is just hanging around. I would say to Mike Tomlin.
You know what? I'll tell you this. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. You washed.
Ass.
Because today was what for Pittsburgh?
Unlimited diarrhea. Unlimited.
You let these boys come inside your crib.
Diarrhea. Unlimited.
Field goal is good. It's a 3-possession game with 4 minutes left to play.
So, listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house, take your meal, do what you need to do today. I'm not nervous. I'm just telling you.
Wilson put 2 on and said we play the Colts next week, by the way. Oh, yes, indeed we do. The best team in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor, running through everybody. And guess what our name is going to be tomorrow? Or I should say next week. Everybody. Let me see. How many seasons in a row has Pittsburgh lost 3 in a row? Because even when we went 13-3, we had lost 3 in a row as well in 2017. Let me see. I know 2019 we lost 3 in a row to end the season. We lost 3 in a row 2018. Oh, I remember that. Then when we lost the interception at the end in Denver, the Chargers with the game-winning touchdown, or I should say the field goal against the Chargers, and then of course with the Boswell slip there as well. 2019 we lost 3 in a row to end the season. 2020, the fall apart, lost 4 of our last 5. 2021, we lost 3 in a row early in the season, and then we went to the playoffs. Ben's the last game, then lost there. 2022, Kenny Pickett's rookie season. I could have swore we lost 3 in a row that season too. Did we? Yup, we lost 3 in a row to start out the year. We finished strong, but so lost 3 in a row to start out that year. 2023, we lost 3 in a row in the middle of the season. 2024 last year, we lost 3 in a row. Well, shit. I mean, we lost every game to end the regular season. We lost 5 in a row to end the regular season, and here we go. 2025, we've lost 2 in a row, and we have to go see Indianapolis. Amazing. Thank the Sun for 5 on. Said you meant to keep it a buck right now. We ass right now. Yeah, indeed. We ass right now. Somebody tell Cam Ward to speak for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Charlie said Steelers tired of going to the sperm bank and getting their comeback. Transaction declined. Ain't that the truth? We just out there wasting time, bro. We just out there wasting time. Just go ahead and end this game so I could go ahead and do my rant and get ready to go to sleep. My low back is on fucking fire. All these damn deadlifts this past week.
Gotcha, bitch.
Apex
Any opinions on Arthur Smith this
25-27
game?
is now
Tell you the
following.
truth, I've got nothing to say about the offense. I have nothing to say about the offense. Our lack of execution on third down is very disappointing, but I'm going to keep it real with you. This defense is $200 million. $200 million. Y'all got to get a stop. Truly, y'all got to get a stop. If this defense getting paid this much, you got to hold motherfuckers under 15 points. Under 20 points. I'll give you under 20. Let's say you hold motherfuckers under 20, right? Or you hold them just at 20. Put your team in a position to go down the field and win the game. I legitimately can't fix my lips to be heavily upset at the offense because the defense is absolute ass. Absolute ass. You're the highest paid defense in the NFL. Back-to-back weeks, you've given up 30-point games. I legitimately can't fix my lips to be upset at the at the offense. It's belt to ass every single time you see the defense go out on the field. You can't make a play. Can't make a play. All of our captains got grades. We're the oldest team, I think, in the NFL, but albeit all the experience and still nobody can make a play. Oh, Jonnu Smith had a chance for a spectacular catch, but his hands just for decoration. Just keep the offense out there. You got no timeouts left. Just keep the offense out there. Why not? Mike Tomlin is not aware how easy his plays and coaching style is so outdated. Opposing teams literally don't watch film when they go against the Steelers. You probably don't even have to. You probably don't even have to. You could just step out onto the field. Like Joe Flacco didn't even know his damn playbook, and they went out there and cooked the fucking defense. Because they're running the same shit every single time. It's incredibly predictable. House of Ymir put 2 on and said, we got tight ends and don't use them, big targets. And they're out there just hanging around. That should be a first down. Rodgers' pass is caught by Metcalf. First down across the 40. You got to move with a sense of urgency. You got no timeouts remaining. Get your ass off the ground. You trailing about 3 scores here. Folks got to hurry up. Bend and break for the win, the standard for the win, living in your fears for the win. You're tired of the utter BS that comes out of Tomlin. And the issue is, like, no matter what this man says, it's never actually going to land home, because what has it produced? Like, that's the thing. Okay, no losing season, all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, you haven't won a Super Bowl in 17 years. And I said this before, and I'm going to talk about it in the post game, because I saw a couple of comments where people were talking about, oh, fair weather fan and all this other stuff. So I'm going to address all of that shit in the post game. But I'll tell you right now, here's the issue. What is this Steelers season for? Rodgers is playing in his final year. I'm 100% sure Pittsburgh is going to try to see if they can convince him to come back. But albeit, what if he falls off a cliff like Russell Wilson did at the end of the season last year? Russell Wilson looked like he was about to be the quarterback moving forward for at least the next couple of years. And then all of a sudden, after that Washington game, oh no, Wilson didn't hold on to the football. That's not going to count as a touchdown. He didn't hold on to the football. Valentine making plays all goddamn day. So all that being said, it's a situation where it's like, yo, this season is built for what? It's Super Bowl or bust, period. Period. That's all it is. It's Super Bowl or bust this year, period. There's no, oh, get to the playoffs and finally win a playoff game. It's Rodgers last year. You brought all these vets in here for what? You think the vets is out here, yeah, let's be a part of a rebuild so I can help the next generation. These motherfuckers don't give a damn about that. You came here to win, period. Got 3 steps. That's a touchdown. Well, I'll be damned. That's a TD. He was able to get 3 steps. That's going to be a touchdown for Roman Wilson.
14 grams of
I don't understand. How you going to shield off the ref to go talk shit? Bro, you're losing by 3 scores. Well, 2 scores now. Walk your dumb ass away from the goddamn defense. Why are y'all talking shit? You're losing. You're literally losing. You're literally losing. Even if you was winning, scoreboard. That's all you got to say, but you're not winning. You losing. You shouldn't be talking nothing. But I'm a man at the end of the day. Yeah, a man that's losing. Nathan Bafab said, can I imagine how depressing it'll be if the AFC North team will clinch the division with a losing season? If this keeps up, this pit should be ashamed. No, I don't think it's going to be a situation where it's a losing team that ends up clinching the division. I don't think that'll ever happen in the AFC North. Well, not the AFC, the NFC South, I'm sorry, or the NFC West at that, because the NFC West had that happen as well. I think those are the only 2 divisions. Actually, yeah, NFC South and also the NFC West. There's going to be a flag for defensive pass interference. Yeah, the Alligators is going to come at the end of the game, but overall, at this point, I think Tomlin is just coaching to get the most wins in Steeler history. I think he's behind Chuck Noll. He's behind Chuck Noll, obviously. I think Chuck Noll had like 100. He was like in the 190s or something like that. But Tomlin is in the 180s and probably not that far. Let's see here. Rodgers on the move on the 2-point conversion, able to find his man. Oh, Jonnu Smith dropped it. Jonnu Smith dropped it. Hell of a fucking play right there. Man's trying to think it was a catch. It was not. They needed that to make it a 1-score game, but unfortunately, that was not the case. Let me see. Rodgers throws it there. Jonnu Smith. Yeah, he never had. Yeah, he does. No, he didn't have possession. It's incomplete. He did not have possession. They had a chance to make it a 1-score game, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. They got to kick an onside kick and hope for a recovery. Jonnu Smith got to catch that. This man was just straight up bobbling the football. Hell of a play right there by the defender, but you got to catch that football. That's on you. You got to catch that football. He catches that football, he makes it a 1-possession game. But that ain't the case. Crash outs between DK and Pickens would have gotten some fire edits. Oh, 100%. But let me see right now. Tomlin has most wins by a coach in NFL history. All right, Shula, Hallis, Belichick. Reed, Landry, LeBeau, Lambeau, Brown, Schottenheimer, Knoll, Reeves, Tomlin. Yeah, so Tomlin has 189. Tomlin has 189. He passed Chuck Knox for 11th all-time. He needs 4 more wins to pass Dan Reeves. He needs 7 wins to pass Chuck Knoll. So if they were to get 7 wins, they would be what? 11 and 6 on the season? Yep, there's the oh, that's it. That's all she wrote then. Because they take a knee. First knee takes it to 2 minutes. Second knee takes it down to 120. Third, well, 121. Well, about like 118. Because if they take some time to take a knee, 118. Third down knee will take it down to 20, no, 20, 26, 27, 28, around that range. Then you give the ball back to Pittsburgh. You could actually bail backwards and try to eat more clock there and give them no time. Yeah, so this is all but over. So yeah, if anything, Tomlin will probably stick around. And let's just say it's a situation where he ends this season without a losing record like he has his entire career. That will probably pit him at, because you need what, at least 5 wins. That would put him 5 wins would put him 1 game behind Chuck Knoll. So he's probably just going to stick around long enough to have the most wins as a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, and then that's it. Two minutes left to go. I don't even think they need to go to commercial right now. You might as well just keep it here on the field. No need to go to commercial. Let's just run right through this son of a bitch. Unless a fumble, it's not happening. All they have to do is just take the knee. There's no need for all that. Steelers are in football purgatory. We're fucked as long as Tomlin is coaching this team. Yeah, it's very, 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 very disappointing. Not to mention, y'all break the Cowboys record for winning season. Yeah, because we're tied at 21 seasons apiece. Tomlin has the record for the most as a head coach. Never having like consecutive years without a losing season. He has that record there, but who gives a fuck? You only got 1 championship. And what sucks is the fact that you say only 1 because he won it in his 2nd season. Like the thing is, and remember, sports is like, what have you done for me lately? Rolling and balling, but 5-1 said, love the content, man. Been watching me since last year, but this is the first time you're catching and staying for a post-game commentary. I appreciate that. Or I should say during game commentary, because the post-game commentary, I don't record that live. I go and I set this here. Where's the flag? Oh, there it is. Yeah, or I should say the banner. Get that set up over here and then do my post-game and then get ready to go to sleep. Tomlin gold jacket is already made for him. He can leave at any time. Yeah, he's going to get in solely because of the wins and then, of course, with the consistency. He's going to mess around and get in. But it's incredibly disappointing because he won the championship so early in the career. And legitimately, this is one of those situations where, and I've talked about it in past videos, where unfortunately when Pittsburgh had the offense, they didn't have the defense. And when they had the defense, they didn't have the offense. But one way or another, a great coach is able to overcome. His issue was you won in your 2nd season with an incredibly veteran team from a coach prior to you. Since then, you have 3 playoff wins and nothing but mediocrity.
Gotcha, bitch.
Boomalian is now following.
Yep, they're going to take it down. He might as well just run slightly backwards and then take. Oh, wow, they're actually going to hand the football off to go and run. Wow, they got the first down. Of course they did. Of course they did. They got the first down regardless, and they're going to end this without having to give the ball back to Pittsburgh. Of course they got the first down. Of course they did. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, Cam Hayward's just going to go back to the crib and record his podcast, huh? He's going to go and record his podcast. So he's the Doc Rivers of the NFL? Oh, 100%. But the difference is Doc Rivers won his championship kind of in estimation, because he's back in 2008. Him and Tomlin won the championship the exact same year. But you had some years prior. Tomlin had the benefit of being on a staff a couple of years in the band. When he became coach, then they won immediately. Doc was in Orlando, had a coach of the year bid over there, I believe, and then came to Boston, had a coach of the year bid there, and then ultimately went over and then got one over with the Clippers. But you get awards, but you don't get no doggone championships. And Green Bay takes that W. The student and the pupil beats the master and the teacher as Rodgers and the Steelers fall for the second consecutive week in prime time, and the Packers get the W on the road to advance to 5-1-1. Congratulations to Green Bay, but unfortunately for the Steelers, take out your Metro card and get aboard the train. Pack them boys up. Pack them up. No, when I say he got one, I'm saying that he got a coach of the year bid. But you
lose.
The Steelers are a failure. And what are they eating for dinner tonight?
Fresh hot ales. 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 Fresh hot ales.
Somebody give him their lemons.
It's over. You lose.
Pack them boys up. They shat the bed like. Absolutely shat the bed. Nonetheless, let's take a look at a couple of the donations here before we get up out of here. Illmatic Jedi put 5 on, said at least the Steelers don't have Raheem Morris. Man is so incompetent. Someone tell Tupac from Juice there's another Raheem that needs to be dealt with. Oh my. Nathan put 10 on and said, fun fact, Pittsburgh only has 3 coaches since 1969. Chuck Noll, 4 Super Bowls, Bill Cowher, 1 Super Bowl win, and finally Mike Tomlin with 1 Super Bowl loyalty. Indeed, but unfortunately there's a level of incompetence and lack of competitiveness with Tomlin's teams. At least with Chuck Noll, you came out firing. You had a dynasty in the 80s, in the 70s that gives you clearance to be able to endure in the 80s until you ultimately went and stepped down, because you have a situation where it's like, yo, fam, we won 4 championships in 6 years. It's a changing of the guard. And of course, he had a chance to go back to an AFC championship in 84 as well. And then ultimately the team started taking a dip over there. Cowher came in and had incredibly competitive football teams, but unfortunately underperforming. They lost 4 AFC championships at home. 94, 97, 01, and 04. Like, bro, you lost 4 AFC championships at home, but guess what? How many AFC championships did they go to under Cowher? 6? They won a gang of playoff games here and there, but they were always in the mix to contend for a Lombardi trophy, and they were winning playoff games. In the case of Tomlin now, you had teams that was incredibly competitive early on. But since then, you've become the new Jeff Fisher. You remember, we always joked about Jeff Fisher. Jeff Fisher was the master of 8-8 and 9-7. That was Jeff Fisher. 8-8, 9-7. You is guaranteed to have that. That's since become Mike Tomlin, because they keep talking about the no losing season and everything of that nature. And guess what? You're the new Jeff Fisher. You're Mr. Good enough to not be bad, but bad enough to not be great. So there is that. Vagabond up a 5 on said, good game, Adonis. Sorry we had to do it to you. Hope you can still find success later in the season. Hey, congratulations, because guess what? When we beat you guys a couple of years ago, y'all had to take that on the chin. So this one's the one that we got to take on the chin. Congratulations to you guys. I'll never be a sore loser.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'll never be a sore loser, albeit I ain't the
36
motherfucker who on the
is
field who got to
now
live with it. But one way or another, hey, man, y'all got that W. Jermaine put 2 on and said, Pat won. You $70 on the parlay with that late catch. And congratulations to my other Packer fans in the house. Hey, Candace, you could go and celebrate over here. I'll take a shot over there right now for the Packers fans. Y'all got a W. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers has won a regular season game against 31 teams in the NFL. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Brett Favre. They beat all 32 teams. Rodgers had an opportunity tonight. That ain't the case. You took the loss. You took the loss. And this here of my honey flavored whiskey moonshine. Cheers to the Packers. Y'all got a W. Cheers to you. Reality Shift for 5-1 said Packers to the Super Bowl. We shall see. And Sargent for 5-1 said, I missed the last dono. You're wrapping up tonight. Let you get your anger out. Go Tamatonga mode for tomorrow's succulent women. Which one did I miss? Oh, let me scroll up. There's a couple more that would happen to be in the building. Sargent has said, TD, did that help the team come back and win? Absolutely not. Get this soulless team off the get this soulless team off the team. Guess you meant the field. Defense get no showers. They run around the city in the cold at night as punishment. They might as well. Go G 1998 said a defense makes you want to drink bleach. Indeed. And Star for 5-1 said, sorry, your Steelers suck. Go Pack, go. Yeah, very, 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 very disappointing performance from the Pittsburgh Steelers, but unfortunate loss. And before we get up out of here, stay tuned for the rant that will follow the stream. Give me about like 20. Should I rant for 13 minutes? I mean, I can, but I'll see what I can go for. Nathan for 5-1 said, by the way, missed the earlier one, other than the one I read earlier. Oh, did I? Okay, so let me scroll and get to that. You said Pittsburgh get. Oh, I see it now. You said Pittsburgh getting blown out of the water in the second half. If that happens against the Colts next week, Skip Bayless is going to say all up in my yeah, exactly. That's going to be the situation because they are 100% again absolutely cooked out here. We didn't get an alligator all day, so it's only right for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What were they thinking today? Pathetic. Joel Patuan said, do I think Tomlin is why we couldn't beat Brady? No. I think Brady just had our number across the board. Because we did beat him a couple of times, but never when it mattered when Cowher was at the helm, although 2004, 100% with that Spygate business. I believe that but you got to win at the end of the day. And Ben threw 4 interceptions that game, so that did not help whatsoever. But Patriots had our number. I think we beat them twice in the regular season. Like, it's ridiculous. Had our number. Every time we saw New England, it was like, come on now. It's almost a guaranteed scratch. Karma put 5 on, say, sorry for asking and sounding arrogant, but would somebody like Campbell be good for you guys besides the fourth down calls? No, actually, yes, it'd be a change of pace because, believe it or not, the way Campbell was talking and being able to speak through the souls of his players, that's what Tomlin felt like when he first got there. But it's since passed because he could say all of this different stuff, and albeit the players feel like, man, I'd love to play for a coach like that and everything. But guess what? On the field, you're not seeing the results. So it doesn't matter. You could have somebody who could say all of the best things. You're not getting results because how are you measured in this league? Not wins, Super Bowls, especially if we're talking about guys who are Hall of Famers. We're talking about Hall of Fame coaches. You got to produce championships because who's the other coaches in the league who's getting after it and making it to the Super Bowl, especially in the AFC? It's fucking Andy Reid every year. What was Mike Tomlin? If Andy Reid won a championship with Philadelphia in 2004 and then never did anything up until Kansas City won the championship in 2019, Mike Tomlin literally is Andy Reid. They're the same person, albeit they're in a dynasty now, right? 04, electric offenses, always competing, can't win the big one. For Andy's case, never could do it. Made it to Kansas City, dynasty. Tomlin won early, so you're like, all right, you got that championship. But what have you done for me lately? Nothing.
14 grams.
Cat Marvel for 5-1 said, fam, y'all trash. Indeed, we are. Star for 5-1 said, good game, your Steelers. Go, Pack, go. Indeed. Deuce Falco for 21 said, if y'all beat the Colts next week, you won't be able to predict who wins going forward. The thing about football is it's any given Sunday. It's any given Sunday. So would it be a situation where I'm surprised? Possibly. But at the same time, it's like, all right, it depends on the manner and how they win. Because I'll tell you this much. If Pittsburgh were to go and absolutely stomp Indianapolis, kind of like what Miami did to Atlanta today, everybody would be saying, the fuck happened? Because the Colts is currently right now the best team in the NFL, period. So crazier things have happened. It is football, but I'm not going to go and crown a hypothetical victory next week after we lost 2 in a row. So we'll see where things transpire next week at 1. So we shall see. You said, just like Harbaugh, 100%. But Harbaugh, just like Tomlin, first 6 years, Harbaugh gets there in 2008, AFC Championship, 2009, divisional, 2010, divisional, 2011, AFC Championship, and then fucking Lee Evans can't squeeze the football to win it. 2012, you win the Super Bowl. What have you done since? You got a playoff win in 2014, losing season, missed playoffs. You get Lamar Jackson to replace Flacco. Win the MVP, 1 seed, eliminated. Finally get a playoff victory, eliminated in the divisional. Then you make it to the AFC Championship, failure, can't win in the divisional round. Now you're in a situation where it's like, yo, man, what have you done for me lately? You got a quarterback that's winning MVPs, but how long can we hang our shoulders on, yo, you won a Lombardi for the franchise? That's where you look at coaches like, hey, man, listen, you've been around for a minute, but gotta win. A Shadow for 5-1 said, how long does the standard continue to be the standard? Can ownership fire Tomlin already? They're not going to. They're not going to. It's going to be a situation in which Mans has to either step down, resign, or perhaps just outplay his contract. And then maybe they say, yeah, we're not going to go and resign. Do I think this is John's last year with the Ravens? If they don't make it to the playoffs upon Lamar's return, most likely next week, perhaps, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. But let me get ready to go do my post-game reaction. Y'all stay tuned on the channel. I will catch you guys in about 20 minutes, but I will be live tomorrow for Monday Night Football along with Monday Night Raw as well. So until then, y'all have yourselves a very good night. Eddie, take us out.
Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye.